We live.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We live, y'all. We ain't starting. I was waiting for the song. That's all. We finna get into the meat and potatoes. Welcome to the Lions Den. We in the building. We're gonna do a little recap of when a couple of the Lions from the Lions Den went on the road and ate. You know what I'm saying? We ate. That's what we do. So we're gonna go ahead and get into this. But before we do, hit that like, subscribe, and share button. You and the D. We're gonna start off with introducing the panel. Starting off with Yasha Ben Israel, one of the champions of the den. Go ahead, Aki.
What up? What up? What up? Boy, I have a hard time pushing this little small mute mic button. But yeah, what up, y'all? This is Yasha Ben Israel, aka Terry Whitfield. You can check me out over here in the Lions Den, man. I've been on a lot of these joints that's been coming out lately, and we've been putting out that fire. You also can catch me over there on Yasha Ben Israel. That's the Yasha Ben Israel. YISHRAEL. YouTube, Terry Whitfield Facebook. You can catch me over there on the Mad Scientist channel. What's your channel, Mad Scientist?
You his videos will be on Eric the Mad Scientist, True Knowledge Facebook, and LDC TV page.
Oh yeah. I got some work up over there. I got a couple joints over there on the side of the show. I got one joint I did over there on Garfield's page last week. You can check that out, Matt So Real. Outside of that, man, you can mostly catch me over here. This is where I do most of my work in that. So y'all can catch me over here. And hey, man, hey, I'm just glad to be here in the land of the living, in my right mind. You know what I'm saying? Hey, and I just pray for more.
All right. That is Yasha Ben Israel. Brothers in the building. You know where to find them. So what they gonna do when they catch you? They better be prepared. They better be prepared. That's all I can tell
Hey, they
you.
got to put on the safety belt, man. That's the safety belt and the safety helmet, man.
The
All right.
helmet, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
straight crash. Hey, straight crash course.
Right. And next in the building, we got the mad scientist. Go ahead and introduce yourself, family.
Yeah, peace is the Mad Scientist. You can find me on Eric the Mad Scientist, True Knowledge Facebook, Life Death Conflict TV on YouTube. Eric the Mad Scientist, True Knowledge, TikTok. We got the Lions Den, 7,000, JJ 7,000 Lions Den on TikTok. Y'all look that up, and then you can check me out on True Hot 30 on Instagram, and go look up the videos me and Yasha and them did on Lions Den YouTube. Who was Lucifer, Satan, the devil, and what was the other one? The days of the week, or how they pagan. So
See the
check
days
out
of the
them,
week.
and check out. Matter of
And
fact,
then
check out all the videos on the Lions
yeah,
Den because all that fire.
we did the Will Smith slap me too.
Oh yeah,
Did
Will
that
Smith
one.
slapped me too. Buffalo
Hey,
shooting.
hey. But it's a meaning behind that. But yeah.
Good.
But then they did that one where they try to take down when we started talking about
Oh yeah, the what was that? It was the
Yeah, we
yeah, the
was
seal
getting
of your
into
soul.
that's right.
Yeah, they took that down, man. That one was fire too. Y'all get that's still on Facebook though.
There
yeah, you
was
can
a
see
lot
that
of
one
work
on
on that,
Facebook,
man.
man.
Yeah.
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 Oh, exposing the matrix. That's what they call Lions Den.
Yeah,
Yep,
Yeah.
that
yep,
was,
yep,
that was
yep.
too powerful for YouTube, man. They had to
Yeah,
snatch it
that
off
was
the
fire.
market. Yeah. All right. And we got the Intercontinental Champion in the building. The Smushinator. Go ahead, Aki.
Yeah, baby. You know who it is. You know what I'm saying? The most hated, the most underrated, the most underdebated Rastafari. What child, you know what I'm saying? The Smushinator. I'm your smusher, baby. You know what I'm saying? And so I want to do this church child. We're giving honor unto God and unto the church and to all of the assemblies of the people right here today, and to the pastor, JJ 7000, and the mother of the church, Karima. I just
Yeah.
want to thank God for another day. We'll do it like testimonial service. You know how I get down, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was silly, but yeah, you know what I'm saying? Much love. We're going to dig into this right now, you know what I'm saying? Much love to the panel, to everybody who's listening, you know what I mean? Hallelujah.
Yeah,
All praises to the Most High.
Hallelujah. Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shabbat. Da!
yeah.
All right.
Before we start the video, I just want to say
I got to
everybody.
introduce Sister. Go ahead.
I just want to say everybody pray for me. You know, I go to this procedure in the morning, so just wish me luck.
Oh Lord, watch it.
Blessings, brother. Plenty of blessings. No luck. It's going to be
Oh
blessings.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, this boy over here talking about
Yeah, we don't do luck, man.
Zion over here talking about testimonial service. Boy, how old you got to be? About 50, 60? And they ain't did that shit in 30 years.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. Last but not least, the queen of the den, Sister Karima. Go ahead and introduce yourself real quick and we can get it going.
Shalom to everybody in the chat. Shalom to everybody on the panel. That's it.
All right. Short and sweet, straight to the point. All right. Now, what we have here, y'all, is a failure to communicate. See, when you're dealing with people that got cognitive dissonance, it's hard to break the spell. No matter how we try, no matter how many sources and references and all history that we present in front of these clowns, they still is trying to tell us to show me this and show me that. It's no, you show us something. Disprove your point, disprove our point with references, not just your goddamn catfish eating lip. So what we gonna do here? JJ and Yasha went on Paradigm Shift TV. Shout out to Paradigm Shift TV. Hey, like and subscribe to that channel, upcoming channel. But what we gonna do? These people are running around here, and they want to discredit us as even being in Africa. We all over the world. It's not just Africa, but for some reason, it's very important to them to not have us in Africa. And one of the main perpetrators is Garfield Reed. So go ahead. Well, let's start right here. Let's start the video up and get to the meat and potatoes.
In this state of anxiety, I remained till my master awoke, when I was dismissed out of the room. To my no small satisfaction and relief, for I thought that these people were all made up of wonders. In this place, I was called Jacob. Yeah. In this place. But on board the African snow, I was called Michael. I had been some time in this miserable forlorn and much dejected state without having anyone to talk to, which made a life of me a burden. So again, while I was on board this ship, my captain and master named me Gustavus Vasa. I, at the time, began to understand him a little and refused to be called so, and told him not as well as I could that I would be called Jacob. But he said I should not, and still called me Gustavus. And when I refused to answer to my new name, well, at first I did gain me many a cough, so at length I submitted and was obliged to be the president. By the way, the name Gustav Vasa is from somebody else in Sweden who actually have the same life as Gustav Vasa that we know. Oh man, I tell you. But anyway, Gustav Vasa is a very interesting guy. He became a helper to a slave trader. He helped this guy to recruit trades.
JJ, the link should be pinned. Excuse me, Brother Garfield. My apologies. The link should be pinned. I'm gonna take it off. I'm gonna pin it again. So should be pinned. I'm showing on the screen, even though you can't click that, but it should be pinned. I favorited it, so it should be showing up at the very top. Should be the only comment not moving. My bad, Brother Garfield. Continue on.
Hold on a second.
Whoa. Hey, we forgot to do the Fair Use Act real quick. Fair copyright. Hey, stop the video.
So he helped this guy become a trading slaves and all.
Yeah, this is the Fair Copyright Act is used for educational purposes and things of that nature. Now let's get back to the video. This is not used. I forgot how
My
it
bad, I
went.
couldn't hear you before because I had to fix my audio.
I forgot how it went. But yeah, this is used for educational and critiques. Nothing else. We're not trying to make any money off this. We're just going around and critiquing the video, trying to make some sense of this. Educational purposes only. All right, let's go.
All that stuff, and it was crazy, man. He went to Mosquito Island. He went to Jamaica, and the guy pinned him up, man. Y'all need to study this Equiana guy, man. The guy pinned his ass up like hung him, and that's when he wanted to come back to America. This is all his travels that he did. He learned a lot through these travels. Okay. In the first edition of his book, he said he was an Igbo. Did you know, my brother, that he had 9 more editions and he removed them from all the other editions? Did you know that, brother?
I did not know that. That's wild.
Now, you as somebody that deal with scholarship, if Garfield writes a book and said, I was born in Cassia Park, Jamaica, right?
Yep.
And all of a sudden, in my second edition, I removed Cassia Park, Jamaica. Wouldn't you be like, maybe they made an error? Then the third edition come out, he's still not claiming that. Then the fourth edition come out, he's still, what happened?
Yeah. There's going to be some questions, especially when you're writing about your own biography. Like this isn't like forgetting to put like a footnote there, right? Like it's not like that. Yeah, you're writing about yourself. It's not a biography. Yeah, I'm going to wonder why there's the sudden change.
You know, it's funny. I went to England and I actually went to his printing press place. This guy was the first black man to print his own book.
Wow.
This guy was a legend. He was, I mean, he did his little whatever he was doing, but he definitely is a living legend. Definitely. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, on these slides that I have, you could freeze them. You'll see that on every page, it's gone. Every page, it's gone. He's no longer
He's trying to discredit Equiano.
Do you see? So, Brother JJ, so whenever you finish up, I just wanted to let you know. So I added him here to the stream. So he's here whenever.
Yeah, I'm just going to wait till he get done with his presentation. Then I got about 10 questions. I'm going to put him on a hot seat.
All right.
Why do you feel you could come on this show and put me on a hot seat?
Yeah, I'm going to put you on the hot seat. It's Ask Garfield time. You got all
I want to debate. That's what I want to debate.
What do you mean, nah?
Nah, I want to debate you right
now.
now.
I'm going to listen and then I'm going to ask you 2 or 3 questions. Can I get 2 or 3
questions? I want to debate.
No, you don't want to debate me because
pick a topic right now.
We can do that.
Yeah.
Pick a topic. We can do that. Just all right, hold up. Hold up. Let me talk for a minute.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Let me give you this part right here.
Hold up. Now this guy ran.
Hey, every time you come on a show, bro, they always
go ahead, man. Go ahead. Go ahead, bro. I'm listening. Go ahead.
Hold on. Don't tell me what to do, though. You see, that's the problem.
You don't like answering questions. That's the problem.
All right.
Go ahead.
Go in the back
I'm
chat.
listening.
Hey, put him in the back chat, and when he's ready.
Look. Now this was a Gabar show, wasn't it?
Bro, come on, man. Come on.
All right. Okay, let's let him finish what he's gonna say here.
Yeah.
We'll move on. Appreciate it. Thank you, bro.
This is Equiano writing in his book that a lot of Israelites forget. I whiten my face that they might not know me. When did he whiten his face, Negro Spiritual?
Hey,
did you ever hear somebody tell you about this part of the book?
No, man, I never heard it.
Can you stop it real quick?
He represented his best friend at court who had been arrested, and he put on
white. Stop it real quick, pause.
Bleached his whole body.
Okay, now we all know that there's a lot of people over in Africa, in Jamaica, is bleaching their skin. This is not new. I wouldn't do it.
Right.
But I mean, a lot of you guys in Jamaica, y'all still running around wearing white wigs. Colonial days. They still doing it.
That's a fact.
But I just want to point. I don't know. He's trying to tear down this Equiano guy because he has some kind of story that he can relate to Israelites. So this is This is his mission to tear him down. But we finna get it in. Go ahead, y'all. Go ahead, Zon.
Body with white in his face, so he could represent him as a white man.
Wow.
Now, watch this right now. I now not only felt myself quite easy with these new countrymen, but relished their society and manners. He's talking about white people now. I no longer looked upon them as spirits, but as men superior to us. And therefore, I had the stronger desire to resemble them. Did you hear that, Negro Spiritual?
I heard it.
Read it again for those who didn't hear that.
Well, one more time. I need to hear it. One more again. Let me hear it again.
Page 56.
Hey, stop it right there one more time. Stop.
Not only felt my...
But these are saying, they talking about him, but they pushing the European agenda.
Yeah, I think it sounds like he's reaching, because to what I'm hearing the dude saying is, he's saying at that time European was supreme to him, to where it made him want to be like them. Like in America, people do that to this day. We used to perm our heads, we used to do all certain type of things because we want white supremacy. It don't sound like it, like he's saying, he's trying to make it sound like he's saying, "Oh, I just wanted to beat him, and then I'm lying about everything." That's what he's trying to make it seem like he's saying.
Right.
And when you talk about the bleaching, he said something about bleaching of skin or something like that. But I'm gonna tell you, up until the 1980s, black folks was using the hell out of Noxzema. What do you think they were doing?
Right.
Noxzema is skin bleach. Black folks use Noxzema to lighten their skin tone up. If you keep using it over and over again, it's going to lighten up your complexion. So
and
why is he acting like that's something that he's acting like that is something so strange and so afar from our people? See, these are the type of people who look back at history and don't like history, so they're gonna try to rewrite it.
Yeah, I just see the effects of the white supremacy. That's all I really see. It's just what it is. You know, at one point in time, I used to perm my hair. So that's being everything right in the future. You can be able to go back and try to dismiss it, because at one point in time, I might have fell under the white supremacy at one point in time and fell out before I woke up. Like you can't just own everything somebody say just because of that. And then you're dealing with Europeans in your show. I don't get that.
Right.
You know, but the reality of it is that's just the way it was. I mean, even myself being a young light skinned guy, coming up light skinned back in the 70s and the 80s was different than it is in the 90s and in the 2020s. You know, when you go back to the 60s and the 50s and the 1920s, when they had the brown paper bag comparison, black people, if you were darker than a brown paper bag, then you wasn't acceptable. You know,
I was going to bring that up.
Think about the Michael Jackson and how he had everybody running around here, Jerry curled up. I mean, all the way on up until the NWA days.
Right.
When them guys came out, they still was Jerry curled up.
Yeah, let me point this out, you know what I'm saying? Because it's something that I had learned even from my grandparents and from my father, you know what I'm saying? And that's like only, you know what I'm saying, 2 generations, right? So back in the day, if you was dark skinned and you had a good job in the whole nine, don't you know you couldn't pull up into your job with a nice car? Otherwise, you know what I'm saying, you would lose your job. Okay. And then my own father, he wouldn't pull up to pick up his wife, you know what I'm saying, my stepmother, from in front of the of her business, you know what I'm saying, where she worked at, because he was, you know what I'm saying, he understood that if they saw the kind of economic, you know what I'm saying, situation that they were at, that it would threaten their, you know what I'm saying, continued.
Well, that stuff still happens today.
That's going back to the paper bag test too and stuff. A lot of this stuff, you know, was very important because a lot of people were able to get jobs and some people were not. And some people were able to be allowed to get to a certain economic level, and other people were not, because there was a hierarchical thing. That was my point, though. You know what I'm saying? And most people don't even realize that was going on.
To me,
Yeah,
to me, to me, they trying to do
it's
like the same thing they're doing with Malcolm X. You know, Malcolm X was one of the greatest leaders to a lot of people, but then now people trying to go in his past and say, "Oh, look, he was messing with white women. He was doing this." That's to me, you can't disown that because at the time he was lost. Like that don't make any sense. It don't make any sense to me from the information he gives.
Right.
Right. Go ahead,
you know,
start about that, John.
yeah, I was thinking about when he said something about the job. You know, that still happens to this day. You know, I could think of my work in past. You know, I like to buy nice cars, Cadillac, Benzes, and stuff like that. And when I would pull up on the job, you know, with a carriage better than the master's carriage, that caused problems for me at work.
Yeah.
Can.
Self quite easy with these new countrymen, but relished their society and manners. I no longer looked upon them as spirits, but as men superior to us, and therefore I had the stronger desire to resemble them, to imbibe their spirit and imitate their manners. I therefore embrace every occasion of improvement, and every new thing that I observed, I treasured up in my memory. Oh man, Equiano. Should I talk about the white girl who he had a big crush on? Oh man.
let's hear about the white girl. What's
Oh
going on
man.
there?
Let me see what else I got here. I got so many slides here, man. Oh man. Equiana, boy. I tell you. I'm waiting for a Hebrew Israelite to bring Equiana up, man. Come on, y'all can have him. Y'all can have Equiano. All right, let me see what else I want to touch on. Equiano, our vessel being ready to sail for the Mosquito Shore, I went with the doctor on board a Guinea man to purchase some slaves to carry with us and cultivate a plantation. I chose them all my own countrymen. So, ladies and gentlemen, he's a former slave. Now he's helping a white man to capture slaves and build a plantation. This is your guy. I just want to say that Equiano's trajectory from enslaved black-skinned African to free white mass European is just seriously undermined by startling mental lapses such as the above. Craziness. This is y'all guy. This is y'all guy. Y'all love him. Y'all love talking about him. Equiano.
All right, brother. Okay. Can we just and I don't know if you finished presentation, so I wanted to see what JJ's opposition to your presentation so far was.
Yeah, you can bring him in.
Okay, brother JJ, let's hear it.
Okay. Yeah, peace and blessings to the panel. No, I was in the audience and one of the psychological, I don't remember his last name. He said Garfield just came on here and proved that there is no Israelites in West Africa. So that was one of my questions that I wanted to ask him. But I came in late. And if you did prove that, how did you prove that?
Who said that, beloved?
Oh, okay. So you didn't do that.
I'm asking you, who said that?
Yeah, somebody in the audience.
Okay.
I don't know if it was a roster man or psychological.
They're messing with you. They're messing with you.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna let you live today, then, man. All right, go ahead. I'm listening.
All right. What other questions?
Hey, JJ, I got a question for you, though, bro. Are you of the belief that they what's your belief about the Jews in West Africa? Because a large part of Brother Garfield's presentation had to do with Jews in West Africa, and I know that he as a matter of fact, scratch the Jews in West Africa. Post AD 70, what was the status of Jews in the land? Where were they? Were they all completely removed? Were they still there? What's your opinion on it?
Post 70 AD. Are you saying there was no Africans? I mean, no Israelites in Africa before 70 AD?
No. I mean, so when the Romans came in and they destroyed the temple circa AD 70, what happened to the Jews who were there in the land, in your opinion?
They were scattered about.
Okay.
See, the true Israelites were scattered in all directions. You see what I'm saying? And so we can start in 125 CE, where it's am I pronouncing this right, Garfield? Cyrene. where the Israelites attempt to establish a Hebrew African empire. The Roman suppressors forced further Israelites into Africa. Cyrene is an ancient Greek and Roman city near present-day Libya. All right, then we can go to Upper Egypt, Elephantine, 600 BC, where Israelites established a garrison. You see, 70 CE, Romans conquer and enslave over 100,000 Israelites. We all over, bro. I don't know how.
Yeah.
So for somebody to say that we're not in Africa, we never said that every African is an Israelite, because that would be false. Because everybody has their own tribe, their culture, their customs. I just think it's a blanket statement when they get on there and say, "No, you're not Israelites. You're West and Central African." We're not all those people claim the same culture and heritage. They war with each other. They're not all the same.
Well, so the reason I asked is because it seemed to me, and Garfield was up here, he can correct me wrong, and so can members of the audience. It seemed to be suggested by Captain 10K that there was a mass exile out of the land around the time that the temple was destroyed. Garfield, was that the impression you got as well?
Yeah, I think brother JJ is saying something about Cyrene, that they built an African Jewish kingdom in Cyrene. Where are you getting this from?
Oh, you didn't see my source? I thought I read my source.
No. You said, am I correct? Am I repeating what you said? You said an African Jewish kingdom in Cyrene?
Yeah, you can get that. Have you heard of Derek Lang? Derek Lang is
I'm very familiar with Derek Lang. And Derek Lang. Hold on.
Hold on now. You asked me about the guy. We going to bust him out. Wait a minute, man.
Hey, stop.
Can you mute him, please? I'm trying to.
Stop. Derek Lang.
Derek Lang is a professor of African brother. All right. Now he asked me a question. Now you see, as I'm trying to get into it, he wants to try to take over the. He wants to go into interrogation mode. No.
Right.
It's a tactic, y'all. All you debaters out there, you young debaters, you new debaters, don't fall for it. This is what he do. Go.
You ready?
Yep. He's a professor of African history at the University of Beirut. He represented more than 30 years of research of history in Africa. He explains his recent focus on relations with Phoenician North Africa before his appointment. He studied Arabic and Islamic histories. He's very credible, as well as anthropology in Paris. He worked on Arabic texts for years. This guy is credible. Now, I'm just saying, man. Like when y'all say the Yoruba, not all the Yoruba are non-Israelites. There are some that say that they are Israelites, just like there's people in Ghana where Garfield comes from. His people. And my only problem is when you guys get on here, well, not everybody, but some people get on here and they try to say we just West Africans and there's no Israelite presence in West Africa, like some of the people in the audience are saying. That's when I got to come with my missiles.
Okay. So JJ, just a point of clarification, because I think, and you jumped on a little late, so I think so Brother Garfield, and he can correct if I'm wrong, and just so we can figure out where the actual disagreement is here. Brother Garfield, he had put up a map earlier, and he was showing, and he was talking about how what I would call.
Spiritual. Before you go anywhere, we have to address the Cyrene kingdom.
Okay.
We got to do it step by step. Because
okay, right. Well,
be all over the place.
Well, hold up, man, because no. Hold up, I got a lot for you to deal with. I want you, listen, bro. No, because you get guys up all the time. You overload us with a lot of information. Let me just finish this real quick. Hold up, man. Like, okay, we have the Beta Israel. Listen. Well, this was Captain 10K show, bro.
No, it's my show.
Oh, this Garfield show?
Yeah, it's my show.
Oh, my fault. Let me say this before I go. Let me say this before I go to deal with you want to do.
Yeah, we
All
can't
right.
have a conversation.
Now the beta, brother. Let me just say this. Let me give these a list. Let me give you a list of
You know why?
tribes
You know why?
of
You know why,
Israelites.
JJ? I'm gonna tell you
Huh?
why.
The
Listen to me
Ashanti.
carefully.
We got the
Listen.
U in Ghana.
Oh,
We got
man.
the Beni Ephraim, the son of Ephraim.
Okay,
You
wait,
see?
hang on,
Hold on. We got the Lamb,
hang on.
Lamb, and Timbuktu.
Wait a
See, he
second.
don't want to hear the list.
Oh, man.
Okay, wait a second. Here's the thing. The question I'm asking is this. When now, like what I was saying before was Garfield showed a chart, and this is just for fairness sake, right? I'm a host. I ain't got a dog in the fight. I don't particularly care.
Spiritual, Negro spiritual.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm out, bro. I'm not doing it.
Okay, yeah, let him out and let me teach you. Go ahead. All right, Garfield. I got the rest of the show. I got it. Go ahead. I got it.
You can't.
Yeah, you come back later.
The problem. Nah.
I got it, Garfield. Go ahead. All right, now he's leaving everybody. Now watch this. We're gonna go to the Egyptian antiquities. Can we do that? Yeah, he left. Good.
Okay, but brother JJ, let me ask you a question, because one of the things that brother Garfield said, and again, you can show whatever you want after this. One of the things brother Garfield said, brother Garfield he did show a map, and he was talking about what I would call Hebrewisms of West Africa. He talked about how Judaism reached West Africa. My question to you is, and maybe you'll cover this in your topic, how did Judaism, or how did the religion of the Jews or the Israelites, the Hebrews, how did that religion end up in West Africa? How did they get there? Because this is one of the contentions between.
It came with them when they migrated. Everybody, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, well, right. Okay, right.
See, they want to put this false narrative out that some white man.
Good answer, Jay. Good answer.
Well. In fairness, and I just want to know what you would think at this point. One of the things that Brother Garfield stated was that you had Jews who were merchants, who would not trade with people who were not of their own kind, and so the conversion, that in large part, in one part of the precept, and I just want to know what your response to me to this.
Where's he getting that information?
Part, you had a bunch of people converting, particularly because the Jews required them to be.
Stop
because the Jews required them to be converts. They were.
What'd you say? Yes.
See, that's where, like you know, when you say, soon as you say something, where you get that from? That's how y'all got to do them. Like when he get to talk, when these guys get to talking, you got to ask where you getting that information from.
Right.
Where do you get that from? Because you're not an Israelite. You don't study history. You study you study history third, fourth, fifth, and sixth hand, bro. Not even second.
What they're trying to do is they're trying to strategically raise the bar and then shift the burden of proof.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I know the game. Go ahead, start it up, Bob. Now, as y'all can see, this clown Chris Harrison just joined. Now, when you say Jews, are we talking about? Are we talking about Israelites?
We're talking about Israelites. I'm talking about Udea, which is the Greek to English term Jew, well before. So.
Would say yes.
I'm saying, as a guy who know history, people don't write history the way that these guys are quoting it back at you. You know what I'm saying? So my question would become, where's you getting that information from? You understand what I'm saying? When you look up Roman history and people just don't quote history in the way that they are projecting history back to me. So my question, what it sounds like is you read something somewhere, you put your own spin on it, and then you threw that back at me. My question is, just like how you said that shit, where's your sources of information at, bro? Where are you getting this from?
Like Deron tell us, Yashar?
Yeah, that's why I said that's the trickery they be doing.
Yes, and they do it all the time.
Yeah, that's why I said that's what they do.
Look at Jabari from the time he debated Taz all the way down to the Indian sister the other day. Man, this man debated Taz with not one source, bro.
Yep. Because you know what they do? They do the same thing that the European scientists do. They put their name behind something. So what they do is when they debate you, they trick you into thinking that this is what they do. So when they tell you wrong because you ain't doing this, you ain't doing that, they think that, I don't have to do it because he automatically think that's what I do anyway. That's how they try to trick people.
Well, in science, you can't prove anything. Science doesn't prove anything. Debates is all about proof, buddy. Y'all can talk all that science stuff as a way to try to get yourself out of having to prove anything. Again, you want to talk science, you want to talk all of this unprovable stuff, but when you're in a dialogue and within a debate, you must prove, bro, or you lose.
Yeah, I
Well,
agree.
it's
But
two
say,
types.
what I'm saying is what they do is right. Say they debate you. What they'll do is, oh, he didn't show sources. He didn't get a preview right. So what happens is a lot of time they don't do it either. But they trick a lot of these people man into thinking that's what they do
Right,
anyway
right.
because he's
Pointing it
talking
out.
about it.
Yeah,
You feel what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, shifting the burden of proof.
Yeah.
exactly. Yep, yep, yep. You ready?
Yep. Yeah, start it up.
Hold on one second. I got it. Hold on.
So Udea, again, the Greek term for Judea or for denoting a person of Jewish descent. Those people who were called Jews that time in the literature, for those people, how did they? Do you agree with Brother Garfield that the way that they converted? Well, the reason that they were Jews there is in large part because they converted in order to do business with the Israelites. Do you agree or disagree with that?
Well, first I had to ask you, when you say Jews, you mean Israelites? Are we talking about like Ashkenazi? I mean, what Jews are we? See,
Well,
who are we talking about?
well, the ones that Brother Garfield was presenting when he was talking about those folks, he's talking about those people post AD 70 before. Not particularly the Ashkenazis, but he did talk about the Sephardim, the Sephardic Jews, and he talked about just other Jewish merchants or other Israelite merchants who were trading with folks in West Africa. That's what it seemed to me, and he's
So,
going to talk about later.
so you asking me, did some of them convert over to the Israelite way of life?
Yeah. In order to trade, is that why do you agree that that's why you might have some Israelite presence in West Africa? Do you agree or disagree?
No.
I disagree with that.
Okay. So so
because the presence was already. I mean, the presence was already there.
okay. So it's your contention that you already have presence there because they migrated there before AD 70, after AD 70, both. How did they get there, in your view?
I'm saying they got there before
Both.
70 AD.
Okay, so you had Jews or Israelites, as you would call them. You had Israelites there in the land. Okay, and I think
Yeah.
you wanted to cover something else. And
And
after you
then
cover that,
look, I'm gonna invite Mighty Hebrew over here, right? He's on
okay,
the ground right now, bro. You see me? He talks to different tribes. Actually, he had princes. He had royalty on there. They're telling you about the oral history and the history of our people being in that land. You see
yeah,
what I'm saying?
royalty.
What do you think that some of the Israelites went after the Exodus? You don't think that I went down to Ethiopia and Sudan and all these different parts?
Well, yeah, I don't know. I was just trying to get you because
I'm saying it's a okay. Let me tell you this list real quick.
okay.
Yeah, then Chris could say what he want. You know, I'm just saying it's the Mudu
JJ back
people.
that nigga off
You got
his
the
ass
Beta
quick.
Israel, the Falash of Ethiopia,
Right.
the Abayundaya in Uganda. You got the Abayunda. Excuse me, I said that one. The Beta Israel in Ethiopia. You had the Sefwa Waso in Ghana. You have some of the Ashanti that say they have ties to Israel. The B'nai Ephraim, the sons of Ephraim. You had the Lamb and Timbuktu. I mean, these people are saying that for themselves. So y'all would have to show me who converted these people over. You got the Kasina in Nigeria. You got the Zephim, Ibrahim, and Malagasy Republic. You have some of the Igbo people in Nigeria. So
Okay.
that's my argument there. I mean, we're not saying that all these people are saying the Israelites, but when y'all say, well, you were West African, and then you find some of these communities up in there, why are they not West African? What makes it West African? That's my question there. Like,
Yeah.
is it citizenship? Like, do you have to have like 2 or 3 generations that live there to make you a West African? What qualifies a woman or a man to be a West African?
Yeah. Okay. So, and again, and one final question for you, and I'll let you answer it before we let Brother Chris speak or MVP speak. Um, One final question for you. So one of the things that Garfield did
Yeah,
when
he
he was
didn't
up there,
answer
he
that.
read from various sources, and I
Did
just want
not
your opinion
answer
on
it.
it.
I saw it.
I don't recall the ones he was
Yeah,
citing.
I came
Yes.
in when I came.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So one of the things that one of Garfield's contentions was that you had Jews who were participating in the slave trade, but they were doing so as slave traders and merchants, that they were working in that capacity,
yeah.
not folks who were actually on the slaves just being transported. Do you agree or
Okay.
disagree with that, and why?
Okay. Okay. During the Spanish Inquisition, right?
Mhm.
And they expelled a lot of Jews out of Spain and Portugal, right?
1492, right?
Yeah. Okay. Is that going too far down the line?
No, 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 no. You're not too far out of line. Nope. I'm just saying.
Okay. All right.
Go ahead.
Uh, what they would do, they taxed. They say you can come here, but you got to pay a tax. If you couldn't pay a tax, they would take your kid from ages like, no, 2 to 10. They send them to San Tome, and they were raised them to be Christians. See, they tortured a lot of Israelites out of their faith. You know, it's called auto de fe, where they would torture them. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't convert. But what they did, they raised some of these ones who are Israelites to go against their own people, and they were sending them to do their bidding. So yeah, some of the Israelites were, I mean, you know what I'm saying, were slave traders
Okay.
because
Yeah.
they were brought up that way. When you say Africans selling Africans, that's what it meant.
Okay. Okay. So, okay. Well, and I said the last one, final question, but this
Yeah,
is
that's
my
good.
final question. This is my final question before we let Chris talk. Do you know of any off top of your, and you don't have to, you may not know, maybe you need to go research it. Do you know of any slaves that came to the Americas who were aware that they were an Israelite, that we have some writing of or something like that? Like we have slaves.
Okay, now I brought up one time on Garfield show how they had these. He said prove that there was any Israelite community before 1865 when they still was bringing people over, and they brought a lot of them over from the Bahamas. They had a lot of Israelite communities in like 1840, 1850. You know, before slavery was ended. These people knew. So some of these people were coming over just as well. You see. So
Okay.
I
Yeah.
don't. I mean, there's nobody that got off the ship that said I'm an Israelite. But if you want to say this, there were some that got off that were converted Muslims that used to be Israelites. If you can accept that, some of those people who were on that ship were Muslims, right?
Right.
But
Yeah.
what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. I
okay.
agree. I agree 100%.
And how about this? How about on some of them slavevoyage.com? Some of them people have Semitic names, bro. You
Okay.
know. So I mean, we got to stop this just because you don't like us. You know, we believe in the Bible. Or we're gonna shut that down. We're gonna, you're gonna discredit all the information that's out there.
Okay. All
Okay.
right.
I mean, they done a skull. I can't pronounce the word doxy. I'm gonna look it up next time I come on here because I don't want to mess it up. But you know, they do skull measurements and shit of Negroes compared to Caucasians. You see, and some of these skulls compared that was over in the land, over in Egypt or whatever you want to call it, are same ones that's over here in America. You know,
Okay.
I'm not saying that's definitive proof, but I mean, hey, everybody, everybody on those ships was different, man. We're not saying everybody that came over here was Israelite. We'd be a fool, but y'all would be a fool to say that nobody on those ships was Israelites.
Okay.
I use the floor.
Okay. All right. Brother Chris. Anything from you, brother? What you got for us?
Okay, well, his mic may be muted, and like I said, me and Garfield, we had a debate set up on Saturday Night TV.
Can I be heard now?
Yeah, let me just read 10 more seconds, I'm out. You can talk what you want, because somebody in the audience said that Garfield, whatever. Well, like we had a scheduled debate, brother, on Saturday Night TV. Did Africans come to America before Columbus? That was our debate. We signed up for it. We promoted it. He didn't show up, and Saturday you made the announcement on the show that you lost because you didn't show up. You know, it is what it is. But go ahead, brother.
All right, so these are the problems that we begin to have when people begin to make assertions or conjecture into history without fully understanding what went on before the Alhambra decree. Now, there's a book called The Portuguese in Africa that anybody can go download, and they contain primary accounts of the Portuguese and how they came into the kingdom of the Congo and they began to convert the king into Christianity. Now, this was as
Stop right
early
there.
as
Stop,
the
stop,
15th
stop,
century
stop,
CE.
stop.
But
Stop,
prior
Zion.
to that,
Stop.
the Portuguese were in the Congo
Zion.
exchanging slaves with the king in the Congo, and they were
Zion, you
sending
gotta
them
be
to
on the quick
Spain.
stop button, bro.
I'm trying to stop it right now.
During the
All right,
time they
all
were
right.
exchanging slaves, this is still in the 15th century CE.
I got it. Okay. My
All right.
bad.
Now he
I
said
mean,
that they went over to the Congo and converted people to Christianity. Then in the next breath, he's gonna say they converted them over to Judaism. Watch him.
which is around late 15th
Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to.
century CE, which is around 1412. The women would sleep with the Portuguese men. These Portuguese people were known as Jews. Follow me here.
Stop.
These African women and their children
Stop.
assumed the
Stop.
identity
Stop.
of what we.
Stop. You got to stop quick with this dude. Now these Portuguese men were known as Jews, right?
Yeah.
But the Portuguese was expelling Jews out of the land for
They
practicing
call the Congo.
Judaism.
Hey, he's correct. But the problem is he's trying to make the Portuguese out to be white men. That is where the error occurred.
correct.
You see? Yes, these African women were marrying these black Jewish men.
Hey, I want to reply to a comment because the dude Rasta man was saying that Mighty Hebrew is just in Tunisia, which is East Africa. But if you listen to Mighty Hebrew, he explained the other day that a lot of his elders that he talked to tribes are from the West Africa and came into the East Africa. So I just wanted to say that.
All right, I want to say this. There's nowhere on record that the people who was running Spain and Portugal, the people who was running it, who expelled the Jews, our people, out of the land, they're going to expel them, and the ones who didn't convert, or couldn't pay a tax, you got to get the fuck up out of here. We're going to take your kid. And now you tell me, after they did all that, they're going to go over to Africa and now start converting people to Judaism? The people who kicked the Jews out? No, it ain't going like that.
This is something that we have to understand here. Most of these guys who are talking this African stuff, this black stuff, that stuff is a thing of the past, because all of the guys that claim to be pro-black, this and that, all of these guys have a very, very, very Anglo-American agenda. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the reality. But when you're looking at this thing on a historical level, when the brother asked you about Jews and their interaction with slavery, and I've said this over and over and over again, he asked you, Jay, and you said, yeah, you know, some of the Jews were slave traders and this and that, you know, blacks, you know. No, you got to realize that the black Jews were the master slave traders. And this history. And we got to come to grips with that reality. The black Jews, the Akan tribe, okay? The Akans was the master slave traders. And those were all of the people, the Ephes, the Yorubas, and all of those, not the Yorubas, the Ephes and the Igbos, and all of those people from the Nigerian stretch area. You know, those people were the biggest slave traders in the whole damn slave trade. Look up the relationship between the Akans and the slave trader. You will find that they were the biggest slave traders in Africa, probably bigger than the damn Europeans. They had to be, because all of the slaves came from them.
He true.
This is what we got to understand. We can't be afraid and ashamed of the past. We got to tell the truth. Yes, they were. It wasn't white Jews. And this is what the error comes in with Louis Farrakhan's book, The Secret Relationship Between the Blacks and the Jews, because the blacks were the Jews.
Yep.
There were black folks selling other black folks into goddamn slavery.
I
Yeah.
said that Africans selling Africans, or however you want to pronounce it.
They'll glorify Mansa Musa and act like Mansa Musa, one of the richest, most powerful African black men in the ancient world, and even today, probably one of the richest men still in the world. Like he ain't have no servants.
Yeah, and they want you to believe. They want people to believe that these Europeans just came and
But
took
watch this
Africa
too.
and started taking people. You see what
Right.
I'm saying? Like that's
Watch this.
bullshit.
Remember in Egypt, when certain rulers would die, they would take their whole entire house with them, and this means that they would actually bury people alive or have them mummified. You know what I'm saying? To go on to the underworld, or you know what I'm saying, to the next life with their so when people see, the funny thing is that people sit there and they'll try to critique everything about Israel and Christianity and all this stuff and try to put a white face on it. But then you turn around and point out that the traditions that were going on in these on the African continent were pretty much, you know what I'm saying, similar. You know what I'm saying? It's ancient times. People had slaves. People had servants. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't chattel slavery where, you know what I'm saying? You know, we'll argue that.
I want to say this because this is the mixture that we get into the history, right? They'll tell you, oh yeah, the European kidnapped Africans, but what they're not telling people is it only was a certain point of time after 1800s when Europe stopped doing slavery and the South of America was still doing it, and they was getting charged with kidnapping because they were still going to Africa buying slaves, bringing them over into America. So no, it was never. So the way they trying to predict it, like white people was just coming into a big ass Africa with all these warriors and tribes and all this shit, it just was just taking people and taking them over to America. They actually had castles over there, so where they was holding them. So you know it was other African tribes that were there helping them.
For a kingdom so great to have fallen so hard, it would only have been an inside job. There's no way in the world. Europe was not sophisticated, didn't have the technology, did not have the manpower, or none of that. It was strictly an inside job.
It was a business. It was
What?
business. It was business arrangements between people who were on the hierarchical totem pole, who would, you know, say, and in other tribes who you know what I'm saying, were basically at the bottom of the totem pole. You know, it's not rocket surgery. People were doing, like, you could watch the whole. If you ever read the story about Shaka Zulu, you'll know that he was banging. They were banging on each other before the European came in.
Yeah. Oh, I want to say this too. It was a time that a Muslim, I think it was a Muslim prince, because I read on it, he got took and sold. He got took by his own tribe or one of his the opposite tribe, and they took him and sold him to America. Do you know he went up to these people in America, told them that he was the prince of a king that had a treaty with them, and they let him go and sent him back home. So that let you know they was dealing with him.
You're talking about Eyob bin Salomon.
Yeah.
He was from Jew. He was from the Beni Israel clan in Senegal. Okay. Yeah. And he was a black Jew who had converted over to Islam, and he had got caught up in the slave trade.
Yep. And they let him go and sent him back home because his father was connected to the treaties that they had selling on the slaves.
There you go. The big business. The Africans were the biggest slave traders in the world. In fact, the Moors, Africans had went all around the world enslaving Europeans. The Slavics, the Czechoslovakians and Yugoslavians, the Slavic people. The word Slav means slave. They were slaves to the Moors. Black people.
Yeah, all throughout all of these ancient texts, you see that people who are servants and people who, you know what I'm saying, are like, come on, man. We have to understand a little bit about human behavioral sciences and history. You know what I'm saying? And even into this day, you know what I'm saying, there's hierarchy within our societal, structures.
The,
People
the, the
act like
problem
slavery
is,
is so absurd when the only difference is people confuse the ancient ancient and antiquity of how they had servants with how Europeans created this form of chattel slavery, which was based upon tradition, but they did it different because they had an advantage based upon color and their own genetic,
well, you
ideologies.
you you're living in a different paradigm, and that's just one thing that just have to be realized. You just can't look at history today. You can't
Right.
look at the history of yesterday through the lens and the biasness of today. That's called reading
Right.
out of
Or by
context,
what
man.
people want to consider moral context, because back
Well,
back,
well, you're reading out of
right.
context. When you're reading history, you want to try to get into the understanding of what was going on in that
Of what
paradigm.
they thought, right, and how they
Yeah.
thought and how they functioned as a people. No different. You'll find that it's really not that far from today's society, and
You just can't walk around here
that's where
saying
people get all messed up.
you just can't walk around here and really and just in reality in America and look at it and say, oh, the Canaanites were killing and burning their babies to the god Molech. First of all, when you understanding what morality is and established principles, those were the established principles of their society. So they didn't see it as bad. The whole society did it. When you look at Babylonian temple whoredom, today we can look at it, with our hanky selves, and look back at it
Right.
and look down upon it. But that was the norm for a young girl to give her body to a complete stranger in the temples of Babylon and Canaan. That was just the way it was. I mean, up until yesterday, it was very common for many of us to send our sisters and our cousins and our mothers and grandmothers straight to the chopping block to have an abortion. They want to sit up there and get mad at the Moses story. You understand? Oh, they
Right.
glorified the murder of kids, but you same people that's talking at your sisters and your wives. How many of y'all sisters and wives have been to the chopping block and killed their own babies more than once, and you ain't said nothing? But you want to harp over a book that you call a myth.
Yeah,
You
and
want
the
to
people
harp. You want
and
to
the
harp
people.
over something that you say that didn't even happen. But is that the underlay for the overlay for the underplay, bro, or
You
the
know what I
underlay for the
think,
overplay?
and
Yeah, and the people and the
you
people
want to
in the
speak on
chat
that.
who's saying that we trying to defend Hebrew Israelite slavery. No, we are just being real.
No, we're
Just like
just
our
being real
African
about
teachers
human
need to be real.
behavior. Right. It's not about justifying anything. This is about
Yeah.
understanding that human behavioral science
No,
is
it's just
social.
reading history. And
Yeah,
if
yeah,
you're not,
yeah.
and when
Yeah,
you reading history, if you're
Yasha,
not reading history in this context, you're reading
Yasha,
history out of context. You're
Ken,
reading it wrong.
Ken. So the whole thing is even right now, you got people crying about, Roe versus Wade, etc., etc. You got people who, will make, actual, substantiated arguments about why a woman should have the ability because she can die, or she could be raped, or I mean, I don't take a position against,
How
because
about
at the
this?
end of the day,
How
we
about
wait,
this?
hold on, y'all. So let me finish my point, because we can sit here and argue about what we think is morally right and wrong, but then when it comes to modern day, then all of a sudden everybody has a different position on how they view things. You work for somebody in a corporation, you are basically at the bottom of the totem pole, or you're somewhere in between. I don't care what it is. You're still, in some way, shape, form, a servant. You know what I'm saying? And in nature, you know what I'm saying? It just happens in that way. People don't really understand that this is not about moral context. This is about understanding how human nature is supposed to develop.
Well,
We have a greater understanding of how we're supposed to morally act, but you can't claim that today is any greater than we're so draconian today. It's not even funny.
The crazy part, man, is simply this, man. When you dealing with morals, morals changes with the time, it changes with the age, it changes with the society. It is simple as that. What my grandmother said, the things that my grandmother and them thought was immoral is very, very acceptable today. All right. It's just as simple as that. And that's just in this country. Only thing happened was the time and the generation gap. Now, what happens when you
Right.
looking into a time even further back
Only
when
thing
you're in a
happened was the
whole
time
nother
and the
country,
generation gap. Now,
a whole nother country, a whole nother society. I mean, when you're looking at the definition, morals is not what you think it is or what you want it to be. Morals is what the dictionary says it
And,
is.
and,
And
and it
these
could be subjective in that sense too. You
well,
understand?
morals is
Subjective.
subjective, and it's subjective to the principles, to the established principles. Who
Right.
established these principles? But the bottom line is they are established.
All right, let's
Here
finish
goes
the
the
Hey,
video
punch.
so
hey,
Here
we
goes
so we
the
can jump
punch.
to the other part.
Here
hold
goes
on
the
one
punch.
second. Karima, JJ 7000, I think he's back.
Here
I'm
goes
gonna
the
start the
punch.
video back up. He said he wanted me to start the video back up. So let's watch this.
Okay.
Dang, every time I freaking try to do this.
So Jews,
Hold on.
but they were just Jews from their world view. So when they came back into Africa, they kept their identity as being Jews. So this alone has caused a tradition or an oral tradition of over 500 years or 400 years of Africans being Jews. Now, I can't find any Israelite penetration into West Africa. I can't find it. I've studied it. I can't find it anywhere. I can't find any Yahweh being worshipped. I can't find any of that
Karima,
until the
JJ's in the
Portuguese
and
get there.
backstage.
We read sources like the Hebrew isms of West Africa, and we read that book incorrectly. He was wrong about a lot of things there in that book because Inyame has nothing to do with Yahweh. He did what we call soundership. But going back into the conversions that happened as Judaism penetrated or Christianity penetrated into the kingdom of the Congo's borders extended and the trade opened through Portugal and the Congo. So this allowed for even more trade. The Portuguese then, they went into West Africa doing the same thing, extending the trade route through West Africa, going to the islands of Sao Tome, trading slaves and converting slaves into Judaism. This is what they would do. So this is how you get the Jewish identity inside of West Africa. The only thing I've ever asked any of these gentlemen is to please show me the tribes prior to any type of colonization identifying as Israelites.
Why
You
does that
can't
matter?
find it. You can't find it anywhere. As a matter of fact, one of the things I like to throw in there is show me a Jew in the 7th century in Judea or a Galilean calling himself an Israelite. You just don't find that in history. You're not going to find it. I'm sorry. I can't find it in history. I've looked. I've studied. It's not there. All the tribes, Beta, Falasha, you name it, Lam Lam, which we read that incorrectly, those people were all Africans. They were converted. All of those were converts. This is why in the Congo, when we see the conversion begin to happen under Alfonso I, we saw the civil war happen in the Congo. This was around 1484 to 1486. That war happened because a lot of people did not want to convert because of a lot of the let's just say atrocities that were going on dealing with the Portuguese and their involvement in the slave trade to from the Congo to Spain. So they were always there. They were always converting. Slaves were always being sold. This is why we see black Jews in Spain. All right, so we don't have to continue to play the semantics. It was there because of slavery, conversion, and trade. That's how that's how Jewish faith or Judaism penetrated into Africa. It came from the north. It made its way into central, on its way to west. From the west coast of Africa, they set up a trade route from Sao Tome to the port of Ouida, which was not Judah. That was a map drawn by Emmanuel Bowen, and the Portuguese called it Judah, not the Africans themselves. And this is how they established their trade routes. It's just that simple.
Hold on a second. Does he give us a contextual chronological order of when the Portuguese named it Ouida, Judah, and when the Portuguese were killing Jews and pushing Jews
No.
No. Yeah, I just hear him talk. I just hear him talking.
Right? You know that, right? You know what I'd have told him?
Touch that, right?
You know what I'd have told him when he got finished? I'd have sat there and be quiet. I'd have been completely quiet the whole time, right? And then as soon as he got finished, I'd have been like, wow, Chris, for once again, amazing. You are 100% conjecture. 100%. You're 100% conjecture. I mean, you have no. I ain't even got to ask you where your sources is for that because you have none.
He's not going.
You have to. All of that right there. All of that right there is nothing but.
And here's my issue: like you're gonna act like 500 years of history didn't affect how light skinned that goddamn face is. Nigga, stop this! Like these are stupid arguments.
All he is doing
arguments.
Yeah, well, he's not arguing. What he's doing is making up history.
Right.
That's what he's doing. He's making
Karima,
up history.
I don't know if Karima's there.
Because there is no historian.
I think Karima dropped off.
There is no historians. There's no history to back that up. What he's saying.
Back in here.
There's no history to back that up. What he's saying.
I mean, there has been some what they call back migrations, but you know, what I'm saying my argument would have been about the trans migrations that started before, or the Nile Valley traditions that started before, that actually were the foundation for the entire Judaic. Hold on. So I would kill them on that in the first place. I don't care if it comes back; it's our stuff in the first place. So that's a moot argument.
But it's Gish Gallop. It's a whole bunch of half truths and lies. That's all that was. The truth that he was telling was half. Half of that was the truth, and the rest of it was lies. That's called Gish Galloping, bro.
Right. So people don't see the hole in their argument. They'll leave out.
Yeah. See what happens is when you sit there and listen, unless you got a pen and a paper and you taking notes on what this man said as he said it. You know what I'm saying? It's virtually impossible for you to go back and attack. And he did it to me because he said I do it. He said that he said that I do. He accused me of that. But what he does is layer you with a whole bunch of facts and keep layering and layering and layering. And it's virtually impossible for you to just go back and refute that stuff.
Right.
That's what he's doing. That's what he's doing. Right. The thing about it is, I'm coming with layers of facts.
It's an argumentative tactic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, what he ends up doing is it's disingenuous because he knows he's leaving out specific information, or he's just trying to make it seem as if
a good moderator
and had no African origins to begin with, which is absurd in itself. But
a good moderator.
Playing this video. We're gonna try to keep playing the video a little bit more, go a little bit forward until Karima and JJ can come back on. And
cool.
And yep.
Let me say this real quick before you go on. A good moderator will stop the Gish Gallop, and in a debate, she would only let he or she would only let the contestant use maybe 3 points. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. You cut your points down to 3 points, because
Right,
if you got a guy going with 1,000 points, that's gish galloping, bro.
Right, that's compounding. Even in court, they tell you not, you know what I'm saying, you can't use compound questions. So if you're going to make a statement, you got to stay within the realm and the scope of what you are arguing. You can't just jump from one point to the other, one point to the other, one point to the other, or you'll get an objection, you know what I'm saying, based on the fact that, you know what I'm saying, you're outside the scope. So we understand what goes on. And these cats think that we don't study the art of debating. That is, you know, we over here, we be Lincoln Douglas style. We be over here moot courting it, bro. Y'all don't know how we study, man. We watch y'all.
Hey, so let me ask you, what was he talking about when he was talking about the Jewish was sent up to Spain through slavery? What he was talking about that?
Well, there was okay, so you had the what was it, what was it?
I don't know nothing about that.
It's
I don't know nothing about that, and I study history very thoroughly.
It starts with an L. It starts with an L, not the it's the
Levant, right?
The Levant period, and that's right around the Babylonian expulsions. And
but he got that from. But he learned that from me, though. He was never talking like that before he debated me. He got that from me when I sat up there and showed him how Taharka and Hezekiah had funneled Israelites from Israel.
Those were considered back expulsions where there were Africans who went, you know what I'm saying, who were abroad, and then, you know what I'm saying, when there were other, you know, Europeans.
Yeah, but he was trying to say they was converted and then went into slavery, and then they brought them to Spain. That's what he was trying to say.
Yeah, there may have been some that were converted. I'm not saying that there wasn't, you know what I'm saying, some European Jews you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm not. But what you doing, Aaron? Neither here nor there. Yeah, but what you doing? What you doing? And all of and we understand that we can prove that this is all a Nile Valley tradition to begin with before it even
right. But what you doing is not seeing what he is, the trick that he's doing. He's trying to conflate history.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
What he's trying to do is make it seem like history and tradition is stagnant.
No, that's why I was asking. That's why I was asking about it. I ain't, you know what I mean? That's why I asked you.
He himself is sitting over here with a fitted hat, and he gonna sit here and talk about people adopting traditions from other people or being. Bruh,
but did you see him there?
History transforms because of the simple fact that we become more exposed to other cultures anyway. This is what has happened since the beginning of time.
Did you see him conflate? Did you see him
argument?
Did you see him try to conflate that history though? He was not talking about what happened way back then during the Assyrian time.
Right.
He was trying
that's why I was saying it seemed like he was trying to say
sometime around colonialization time.
As if all of this stuff was born in that, like it was relatively newly born.
Yeah, around sometime after 1492.
That's why I asked the question, because I was like, that's why it seemed like he was saying like he was saying like a modern time.
He was trying to conflate history.
We trying to wait for Karima to come back on. So I can't pull you up, but I see you you know what I'm saying,
he's talking real slick
in the building. You know what I'm saying? Acknowledge the op.
Chris talk real slick. You know what I'm saying? And you have to listen to him carefully, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, because he really talks really. He does what politicians call double talk.
I seen it one time when I got in the room with him, and he was arguing about law and stuff like that, and talking about how, you know what I'm saying, modern day Western law is so much different, and y'all trying to go back to the Semitic ancient laws and stuff, which were draconian and, you know what I'm saying, and barbaric. And I was like, well, hold up. Do you know that all Western law is based upon the laws of Hammurabi? He was like, what is that? And I was like, the laws of Hammurabi is so your law system, your legal system, and the codification thereof is literally a Semitic culture. It was, you know what I'm saying, like nobody argues that. Even in law school,
it's obviously
that's
based
one of the
off
first
Rome.
things that I learned, in law when I went to paralegal school was about the laws of Hammurabi. He was like, okay, brother. Oh, I gotta go.
But even more recently than that, Excuse me. You ain't got to be taught that it came from Rome. You can obviously see it.
But
You
I'm
know,
not talking about Rome. I'm talking about ancient
but I
Babylon. It came
am,
in before Rome.
but I am because
Right,
Rome
right. We
was
could talk
brutal as
about, you know
hell.
what I'm saying? Okay,
Because Rome was brutal as hell, bro.
But Rome, but Greece got the how they ordered what do you call it, the major bodies, like your presidential, you say what you call it, the executive branch, the branches of government. But that wasn't the law came from the same place that Abraham came from.
I mean, I
The
dig that, but
law,
the bottom line is they taking from all of this. He's telling us that we shouldn't want to take from the ancients, and America is based off
right?
the
But then
ancients,
he
bro.
going to sit over there and justify Greco-Roman governmental body, right? You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
Greco
Right.
up under
Executive
Hammurabi and
branch, legislative branch,
Hey,
and
up
we
under
still
up under the
we
up
still
under.
got another second half of the video. Though I don't know how long we want to
yeah.
go on.
Let's play it. Let's play it out. My bad, y'all. I'm trying to get Karima back. Somebody message her, please. We're gonna
Okay,
play
I'll
this.
miss.
You guys can go get the book.
Let's go.
The Portuguese in West Africa, they do a great job of showing primary accounts from the people that were there, letters to the king in Spain about the conversions that were going on, the things that they
I bet you ain't
witnessed,
none of them said they was white.
the practices and the rituals that the people had. You're not going to find any Israelites in West Africa. That is a tradition that was adopted by West Africans.
I bet you
Prior
won't
to
find none
that,
of them is white.
they had their
And by
own
you not finding
religions.
none of them is
It's just that
white,
simple.
you
I don't
don't
know
know what the
no
hell
other
them
way to
people
put it,
were.
or no nicer way to put it. I find it a little bit scary, I might say, that we read Josephus' account. And for all those that want to believe it, go right ahead. He never
That's right.
mentions them going into West Africa. It doesn't say they went into West Africa. He does not say they went into Africa.
He did.
Only
That's
states
not
that
true.
the temple was destroyed in 70 AD. That's all he says.
He
At least
did.
in the version that I have.
That's a lie.
We got that from Rudolph
Run
Windsor.
and fly, Sean.
We got that from Rudolph Windsor, and he told a lie. Or he was
No.
misinformed because he wasn't aware of the information that's being put forth today.
No,
I land
you
my
were
plane.
not aware of the information
All right.
because we said that we were
First,
dropped on the
you said
other
something about
side of the Nile.
Atlanta
Jeremiah
landmass.
Judas part is about
It
to
is
go.
the
Let
south
it fly.
of Beresia. It is bounded on the west by Makazara. The inhabitants, according to the accounts of the people of the neighboring countries, the natives of Lamland are Jews. The Negroes who live on the banks of the river which rises the mountains of the south of Melel go naked, carrying on no trade. All right. And then, you said one thing that kind of stood out. You said that the Portuguese went through Africa converting people to be Jews. That don't make any sense when they were expelling Jews out of Spain and Africa, trying to convert them to Christianity. All right. Now, the Negroes who were expelled from Grenada in 1492 fled south into Negro land, and they eventually were sold into slavery. Now, let me give you the different ways how they fled into Africa. Spanish Jews fled directly into Africa. Some Jews fled to Portugal, then to Africa. Portugal also sent Jews to Lancados. Spain and Portugal sent delicados, which were convicts, to Portuguese colonies in Africa. The Brews that fled into Africa by means of Method 1 and 2 were free to obscure their religious practices. This, of course, did not sit well with the Portuguese government, who complained if they should go over to Africa, as is probable, it would be driven from Portugal. All hopes of their conversion would be lost. So they would, like I said, these are the ones they raised to be Christians. And when they got their ass over there, then they went back to their real practices. While having living, let me finish. While they had lived among Christians, many of them influenced many by friendships and had embraced the Christian's faith. This is some of them. The Portuguese, who are accustomed to working with the Yaya Negroes, are accustomed to the money made off the brews didn't want to let go of all that black money go. During the first 10 years, so many had quitted the native land that Emmanuel, perceiving the injury his kingdom suffered by the immigration of most of the wealthy and most industrious of his population, ordered in 1507 the seizure of the persons and confiscations of the property, all who should be found pertaining to quit the country. Yet so many ventured all at all hazards to abandon the Portuguese soul. Then in 1524, King John III found a requested to renew the edict, and the immigration must have continued during Dom Sebastian's repeated it in 1567. But hold on, let me get to something else real quick. Because let me see what else I got in my notes. These are just a few of my notes that I got, man. Now, okay. Now, like I said, bro, it makes no sense for the Portuguese to kick all the Jews out and then go to Africa and convert them. Where's the source for that? You got to bring up sources for that, bro. You can't just throw that out there. Now,
Yeah, sure, that's easy.
Okay.
I'll bring that up next.
Yeah, bring that up. The Castilian Jews who from poverty at any cost had not departed and had limited time, the king ordered should be taken for slaves. According to the terms of their extreme and disassociated them to whoever asked for them. His inhumanity did not cease here. He tore their young children from them and then baptized them to become Christians. He tore their kids away from them. So are you saying that white Portuguese tore white Jews' kids away and sent them to an island in San Tome and then brought them back to become slave traders? Is that what you're telling me? I'm saying he tore their young children from them and had them baptized, being at the time of trying to populate the newly discovered acquisition on the coast of Africa, the island of St. Thomas. He sent them with the new governor, Alvaro de Cominha, Cominha. So by loathing separate their parents and marrying people in the island, they might become good Christians. Fathers threw themselves to the feet of the king, asking that they might be sent instead of their children, which were cruelly denied. The Lancatos are the most dangerous of their fellow Hebrews in Africa because they were raised by their enemies. It was son against son. Son against father. Father against son. They were despised by the Jews, the real Jews. And this is why you say Africans sold Africans. I'm gonna stop right there, bro.
Yeah, thank you. Please do. Okay, guys, I want you guys to notice what Jeremiah Judah just did. And even my brother Leandre is kind of laughing at this one because he went to 1492. I don't even think he understands what the Alhambra Decree was about in Spain. The Alhambra Decree was about the Catholic institution expelling practicing Jews out of Spain. Those practicing Jews went into Africa. That's a true story.
Saying,
Excuse me. You
see what I'm saying?
No, not really.
Oh, yeah,
because these okay, you need.
Did you want to say something, JJ? You back on? Y'all back? Okay. I'm gonna let it play.
You need to have some discipline while I'm talking. And if you could, just be quiet, okay, Kohen? You're supposed to be a Jew. You're supposed to be someone of the Abrahamic faith. Mm-hmm. Have a little discipline while I'm speaking.
All right, go ahead.
Thank you. Now, these people that were expelled out of Spain were Portuguese people, speaking people. These were the Portuguese Jews. Here, let me read to you all what the Alhambra Decree is real quick. All right. And this is in the book from the Jews in West Africa, okay? And this is what the Alhambra Decree is. The Alhambra Decree also known as the Edict of the Expulsion. Excuse me. Let me turn this, large this up. Okay. The Alhambra Decree, as the Edict of Expulsion it was by the joint Catholic monarchs of Spain, Queen Isabella I of Castile and Fernando II of Aragon, ordering the expulsion of practicing Jews from the crowns of Castile and Aragon and its territories and possessions by the 31st of July that year. The primary purpose was to eliminate the influence of practicing Jews on Spain's large, formerly Jewish converso New Christian population, to ensure the latter and their descendants did not revert to Judaism. Over half of Spain's Jews had converted as a result of the religious persecution and pogroms which occurred in 1391. Okay, so my dates are a lot earlier than yours, by the way. Due to the continuing attacks, around 50,000 more had converted by 1415. A further number of those remaining, chose to convert to avoid expulsion. As a result of the Alhambra Decree and the persecution in the years leading up to the expulsion of Spain's estimated 300,000 Jewish origin population, a total of 100,000 remained Jewish and suffered expulsion. An unknown number of the expelled eventually succeeded to the pressures of life in exile away from the formerly Jewish relatives. Excuse me, can I speak, please?
You killing yourself, bro.
Sir, may I speak, please?
They didn't convert to Jews, they convert to Christianity. And if they didn't, they were forced out.
No, that is incorrect. Excuse me. See, this is, thank you.
Excuse yourself for being an idiot because you just sit.
Now he's lost.
Killed himself.
Let him talk.
Yeah, now let me finish. King Alfonso.
No, now I'll finish. Excuse me, let me finish.
Go ahead and finish killing yourself.
Thank you. So the Jews. Okay, so what he's trying to do is overtalk me and gaslight me so you guys can make it, so he can make it seem like I'm saying that something that I'm not. That's not true.
You're killing yourself.
The Jews, excuse me, can I talk, please? All right, now what he's doing is, and what he doesn't understand is that the Jewish population, either they were forced to convert to Christianity or they were expelled out of Spain. What he's insinuating and the assertion that he's making is that these were the original Jews. That's what he's doing throughout all these texts. He's insinuating that these were Israelites and that they came into Africa. And that's why he's doing so much. That's why he's creating these slippery slopes throughout his dialogue with me here. And he doesn't understand that the Portuguese Jews were the ones that came into West Africa and into Central Africa. This is how they came in contact with the kingdom of the Congo, the Congo kingdom. They were the ones, as the Congo was trading with the Portuguese nation, before the Alhambra Decree, you had them sitting up there exchanging slaves with them. Now the slaves or the slave women who bore children and vice versa, they would convert into Judaism. Those same Black Jews that were there were converts. You have to show me that the original Israelites were anywhere in West Africa. That's what I'm looking for you all to do. And you guys have never done that. How can a group of people, who call themselves Israelites, who call themselves Jews, all of a sudden forget their original language? Where's the language? Where's the God? It's not all right. May I finish, please? Without any interruption. I didn't ask you any questions. I'm cleaning up the mess that you made.
No. You made a mess. But let me tell you how they got it.
Excuse me. Can you let me finish, please? No, I'm not done.
You killed yourself.
I'm not killing myself.
4 minutes and I'm gonna go.
No, I'm gonna finish. And you're gonna have some patience.
That's all you need, because you're already killing yourself.
All right, let's let Chris land his plane, and then.
All right, give him 2 minutes, so I can show you his flaws.
Okay, and can you please give us some sources? Because what you're doing is you're using conjecture to try and prove a point. It's fallacious.
You see how I did that?
Show the source.
Yep. He didn't
give us the source that you were reading from, because I will pull it and read it for you, and I guarantee you, I won't say nothing. It won't say anything that you were stating, and nothing that you said
reading that source that you were reading from, that unidentified source that you were reading from, disproves my claims of conversions. And I'm going to go into the conversions by going into the same books that y'all run around and use. I'm going to show you the conversions. I'm going to read all that tonight. I'm here to get it in. It's a level. It's not a name. It's a level. MVP is a level, not a name.
All right. Now, you want to know how these Jews got into Spain and Portugal? For some reason, he made up an account that those are white Jews. Where's the source to prove that, Chris Harris? You didn't pull one. You just ran your goddamn mouth. Now, King Alfonso of Spain, King of Spain, had assisted Nebuchadnezzar in reducing Jerusalem. He brought an enormous population into Spain, all from either the family of David or at least from the tribe of Judah. That's historical documented, bro. And the royal family.
From what source, sir? Can we have that source?
Have some discipline, young man.
No, I just want the source.
Bro, listen, it's okay. Because you made it. It's okay, bro. They resided in Seville, then in Granada. Go look it up. Adding that the exiles afterwards had their numbers greatly increased by fugitives from the desolation of the Second Temple. Right? Now, I mean, bro, you sitting up there, you don't even make any sense. You kept saying they're expelling the Jews. Those are the Jews that they were expelling. When you kept saying that, you kept putting your foot in your mouth. I'm just sitting here laughing at you.
Yeah.
You don't understand what you're reading. There is levels to that. It's called reading. It's fundamental. Understand what you're reading, brother.
All right.
I ain't got too much more to say, bro. Like I said, bro, you're going to have to prove that there was no black Jews in Spain and Portugal all out through Europe, bro. What you thought? Around the 7th, we ran Europe. A lot of places in Europe, bro. The Moors and the Israelites, man. They call us Moors. Negroes. Come on, man. What's wrong with you? Israelites. As a matter of fact, man, hey, brother, can you share your screen? Let me pull up a video for this dude. Can we do that? I can come back on and do my own show.
Yeah, no. You can if you pull it up.
I'm on my phone right now. I ain't next to my computer. But you know what I'm tired of, bro, is y'all getting on here and trying to confuse the people, and you don't even make sense. Talking about they kicked out the Jews, and then they went because they want them to convert. Because they go look up auto de fe, everybody, where they tortured black Jews. They got paintings and shit of this whole demonstration where they tortured black Jews, took their kids away. You know, white folks like that did, and then threw them off on ships in Africa when they got expelled. They wasn't expelling and taking away all their goods and throwing white folks on the coast of Africa. That don't make no goddamn sense. But he talking about social source. You didn't show one source. All you did was come up here and run your mouth and ask 1,000 goddamn questions. Gish galloping, asking all these questions, and then you want me to try to deal with all of them at once. But then when I get on my horse and gish gallop, hold up, JJ, stop. No. So, brother, you're going to have to stop with this madness talking about there is no Israelites that was in Spain and Portugal. I debate you on that, bro. We can set that up. Talking about they some white folks that they put on the coast of Africa. How the hell they amalgamate over all these goddamn tribes and shit? And then they go get mad and go back and get them, then put them in slavery? Here, let me find this article, man. Hold up, man. Hold up. Nigga up here talking crazy, man. Let me see what I got. Santo May and Principe, one of the most tragic episodes. Yeah, let's start here. Let me see what we got. All right, Santo May and Principe, one of the most tragic episodes in the history of African Jewry.
Source, please.
Yes, please. I'm reading, bro.
From what article? What author?
Okay. Could you wait? You didn't give me time to get to it, bro. All right. Or I can save it for the debate. Since that's what I do. I'll save it for the debate because you ain't.
I haven't agreed to debate you. I haven't agreed to debate you or anything.
Came on here running your mouth about you talking about some goddamn Spain and Portugal went over to Africa and was converting people to be Jews and Israelites. You done fucked up, bro. Now we can set this debate up for next week on this channel. Yes or no?
I'm not really interested in debating you.
Hey, I'm out of here, man.
Thank you.
All right, peace and love.
Okay.
Hey, shout out to Paradigm TV. I'm glad you back on the air, man. I'm out.
Okay, what's up, Leandre? How are you?
Man, I'm chilling, man. How are you?
I'm great, man. Me and you were.
How about to say you can the Terry junk is 4 hours and 47 minutes. We'll start from right there. Unless anybody
okay. Terry comes in.
Want to reply on this, huh?
Terry comes in.
Yeah, he comes in at 4 hours, about 47 minutes, 48 minutes.
Okay, I'm gonna roll up that right now. 4 hours and 47 minutes. That's toward the end.
Yeah.
Okay, 40. I'll pull up 46.
Yeah, he coming right before that. Yeah.
I remember 35 minutes. Can I finish? Yes. Hello?
Ain't nobody talking.
Oh, my bad. Somebody's got very bad background noise. That's why I keep stopping. Somebody's got feedback.
No, you panicking.
So I've written over 35 books. Any source that I quote unquote plagiarized were books that have no copyright claims. So, you plagiarized from this source, These are sources that are not
Sir,
have a copyright. Hold on, brother, finish.
Sir, that you know as well. Now, for someone who just said he's an academic, you know that if I go into an academic setting, if you should know this, because if you have to submit papers like I have, if I go into an academic setting and I copy and paste wholesale from someone's work without proper, one, you can't make the majority of your work somebody else's stuff. That's one. Two, if I copy and paste stuff without proper citation, that's plagiarism. You're talking
source that I plagiarized from, quote unquote, plagiarized?
You're confusing copyright infringement with plagiarism.
Right. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Okay, maybe I'm doing that. Well, to make the crystal clear, the caveat.
No, it's not a maybe.
Hold on, brother. Hold on. You made a statement. Let me finish. Not you. Any source that I pull from in any of my work, there's either multiple books have copyright disclaimers in it. Second thing, anything that I plagiarize from anywhere else are sources that are not copyrighted, meaning the author.
Where's Terry at, yo?
Their work.
Okay, so I'm not talking at all about you violating.
Hey, my bad. It's 4 hours and 27 minutes.
But here's what we're gonna do. I provide receipts. I don't mind providing sources for the stuff that I say. It is a problem for some people up here. So let.
It's 4 hours and 27 minutes. My bad. Yeah, you can keep going to see. You'll eventually see them pop up. Oh.
I think most of this stuff, I think most of what they say they do, they all say they do spice talking. So it's not the nerdy rap stuff, that you talk about. It's the spice rap. These crazy one-liners and stuff. Anyway, I just.
Yeah, you know what? I'm still trying to see who we gave that go-go gadget flow to, and I like to say it was Big Sean that started all that shit. You know what I'm saying? I like to say it was him. You know what I'm saying? That started that shit. So, it took so long for the Detroit rap scene to finally be seen. You get what I'm saying? It took so long. So, because New York, Atlanta, and I don't want to say New York. I like to say California first. You know what I'm saying? Cali.
Rabbi, you all right over there, big dog? You slip and fall?
You know what I'm saying? Anybody can put something on Amazon. But if it hasn't gone through a peer review for people that specialize in that, a bit more. You need to organize your shit. Because if that's alarming to me. There's already a standard set for this scholarship. We all
site grave epithets that existed with Jews.
All right, shalom, Mackie. What it do, man? Hey, I want to let you know, man. Chris, I don't know what he talking about on the Detroit rap thing. I am a East Side Cheddar boy. The folk gang, them my peoples, them my family. All them rappers, Truth got killed in my cousin's club. That boy ain't nobody here in Detroit on the Detroit rap scene, that's for sure. Uh, he wants to ask where is he need a Mishnah prior to colonialism or a Gemara prior to colonialism. No, what he should be looking for is Jews in Africa prior to colonialism. And when he do that, when you do that, and then I will bring up again, like I did to him before, Emily Cartwright's book, where she talked about the Jews in Africa who existed who got in the ruins of the novelist, which is grave sites, grave epithets that existed with Jews there long before the Talmud was ever even written. And then when you talk about my brother book, you talk about this Dr. Ben's source. If this, why is you straw man argument in this brother about Dr. Ben's source when he's not using Dr. Ben's sources?
Who's that question to?
Both you and Chris.
Well, one, to clarify, a straw man to be if I attack the point he didn't make, so that's a straw man. So it's a sort of a paper tiger, right?
Well, if you arguing an argument that he's not arguing, that is a straw man argument.
Okay, well, no, what you're doing right now is a textbook definition of a straw man argument, because I didn't say.
I mean, we can just look it up. Look it up. Pull it up.
Well,
I can read. You can read. The audience can read.
And here comes the confusion.
So to clarify, brother Yasha, to clarify, what I asked him was if he was using Ben's book. I know that the two sources.
And he said no, and you kept drilling him with that.
Sir, are you gonna let me finish my sentence?
No, I'm going to let you know where you did wrong and where you did poor scholarship at. That's what I'm going to do. I didn't come here for no other reason.
He didn't pull out them
but to clown you Negroes where you Negroes
he didn't pull out
at.
those pre-colonial
That's what I
sources,
came here for.
He didn't pull out
And
those
what I did came here
pre-colonial
was
sources,
to expose the lies.
He came here with 1800. He came with material from the 1800s, bro. Let's be real.
Sir,
he did not come with Dr. Ben.
I don't care about Dr. Penn. We're talking about dates. Dr. Penn is irrelevant.
You must care about Dr. Ben. You kept bringing him up. You kept bringing up his sources, which is a non sequitur to the whole damn conversation.
Brother, that's not
It's not consequential, bro. You know that. Dr. Penn is not consequential right now. The point is these brothers been hammering for 20 minutes is that he.
Thank you. Now you see Yasha? You see who was trying to come from your neck? The nigga that don't ever debate nobody. VL, LV, Louis Vuitton, whatever the fuck he call himself. He's nothing but an antagonist. He will never get in the ring with nobody. This is what he do. Nigga, get out the way when grown folks talking. You don't debate nobody. Sit your ass down. Nigga talking about he gonna steal the Lionsden. Nigga, we ain't forgot. Fuck out of here, man. Go ahead. Start it back up.
He doesn't have a source from the proper timeline. They come way too late. 1800s.
Brother Yasha, I think you seem to have misunderstood what took place chronologically.
Do you know how long? Do you know how old the grave markings in the ruins of the Nevertheless is? That go way back in the BC time frame, brother.
Did he mention that?
Brother Yasha.
He didn't. I did.
Brother Yasha.
Okay.
Let me read. I did, and I mentioned to it when I bust your head on
Brother Yasha, how does that prove Jews in West Africa?
Brother,
the source that you're using.
Brother, in Morocco, going back to the BC
is not
era,
West
brother,
Africa,
it's written in Hebrew. That
Excuse me, Morocco is not West Africa. Morocco is not West Africa.
Brother Yasha.
But they were in Africa, brother.
Brother Yasha, I'm trying to tell you something, okay? You can't keep skipping past this. You came in misunderstanding what it was that I was saying to him. I asked him pointedly, because I know what We the Black Jews says specifically. I asked him pointedly if that came from there, because it was almost verbatim a sentence from We the Black Jews. That's what he was asked, okay? And then what he did is, then he cited, he gave another sentence, which is from We the Black Jews. I read the book, I don't know how many times, so I almost have it memorized. So I know what the book says. What I pointed out to him was that this sounds like something that comes from there. And I said, if you have another source for John Bigelow, didn't give it. That's
when
what
you
I
ask, but he may not. If he didn't use John Bigelow as his reference, brother,
he
he
did
don't need
use
to
John
prove that.
Bigelow.
He
Sir,
did use John Bigelow.
he 100% used John Bigelow repeatedly. Again, I don't know if you were asleep or what, but that happened and it's on video. He used John Bigelow several times over and over and over and over again. I kept asking, where's the John Bigelow source? I said, I know that that's something that is misstated in We the Black Jews about John Bigelow. I'm asking where the source is where John Bigelow said it. Okay. And he was citing someone else completely. So I'm asking you, were you around when the time the conversation was happening? Because you don't seem to have understood what actually took place.
Man, I just want to say something, but that's gonna kill all them dudes, man.
You cannot come say this is in the what was the other goofy book he cited? What else? What's the other book he cited? You can't come on here citing. You can't come on here citing Becoming Jewish by Tudor Parfit, right? And then I ask, okay, well, what page number are we on? And then you continue to filibuster and talk around it. And I'm just asking, where is it? And then when we pull up the book, page 39, then you don't want to give us anything on the page. Then you tell us it's on page 40 because he said it's the next page down. And then when we scroll down to page 40, it wasn't there. And I said, where are you at? He said, oh, I'm in a different book entirely. There's a problem here with his.
That is a problem. That's a problem.
And then now he's gone for 40 minutes.
Yeah, and so now, and he's been back and forth because he keeps muting and unmuting his microphone. So he hears us just fine. So then what I asked him was,
see, but what I came in at, you was asking him about the Bigelow, and he said he didn't have it.
No, that's not what happened at all. He kept saying, I haven't
come back in with more sources. Then they throw me off. So we went to Terry part, but this was not a piece in here in the middle where I come back on here with more sources, and these idiots still have cognitive dissonance. It's like, no, y'all need to prove us wrong. We didn't throw enough out there to prove our information, but these clowns don't have no information or rebuttal, so they want to keep asking us questions. We got to keep proving to them. No, you prove that there wasn't no Israelites in Africa. That's what we want. That's what we want. So anybody on this panel that's agreeing with them, before you get your ass on here and open your mouth, if you're agreeing with them, you better come with something proving there was no Israelites in Africa and they were converted by white folks, or they was converted by white folks. That's what we waiting on. Go ahead, Art.
Yeah, I see none of them people in the chat came on here and they jumped quick too.
Someone else. And I kept saying to him, where is the John Bigelow source?
He started deflecting towards the Joel A. Rogers.
Exactly, which is not John Bigelow. So that's what happened. It happened like 65 times. He never
get
said
that, but he was clear to me that he didn't have it.
Okay, right. But the thing about it is that everybody up here, as far as I'm aware, there's no minors up here. There's a bunch of grown men. Everybody up here is at least 30 years old, as far as I'm concerned.
I could have sworn I heard him say he did not have it.
Okay, sir, let me finish my statement, okay? Because you sound like you're a little older, so I know you can practice a modicum of respect, okay? What the brother did not say is, I don't have it. He kept saying, I have it, let me get it. And he kept citing Jay, and he kept citing someone else. And
so he said he did have it.
Brother, respectfully, brother, how old are you, brother?
50.
Okay, so if you're 50, I'm 32. Can you please practice a modicum of respect? You cannot continue to jump in.
I didn't disrespect you. I'm trying to get an understanding of what happened before I came.
Listen, the older folks that raised me thought that jumping in and cutting the man off when he was speaking was disrespectful. I don't know. Maybe it's different in your area, but I know where I came from. Man in the middle of the
you've given me what I'm not asking you for,
brother. But no, you came in here with old lies, trying to tell me what I did and what I didn't say. You came in here with old people lies. I'm clarifying to you right now what actually took place, the actual chronology of events. I asked him point blank if he was citing Dr. Ben. I said, because I know it's miscited in Dr. Ben. There's no straw man there. It's an interrogatory. There's no straw man in an interrogatory.
It wouldn't be a straw man if he mentioned Bigelow's works prior to me coming,
sir. And he did.
But I'm telling you what I thought.
And he did 150 times. He kept saying John Bigelow, and I kept asking him, where is it? And he kept saying he was going to go get it, and he never got it. To this day, we still ain't got it. He then referenced several other works. Can I get a page number? Every time he references his book, I say, okay, I'm going to buy the book. What page number is it on? I don't have it in front of me. Right? Okay, so well, let me examine my book, and we can hear him clicking and typing. We can hear him turning pages, but we don't hear numbers that I'm asking for page numbers.
Hold on. First of all, I quoted.
No, hang on. So the brother here. Now watch this. Ask him. Has he gotten that source that we were just discussing? Does he have it? Just ask him.
Do you have that source, brother?
Hold on. Mute your mic for a second.
Brother Rabbi, if you quoted it, the burden of proof is on you to prove it. Do you have that source?
Yeah, certainly. Somebody got to mute their mic because somebody's got really bad background. So that's not. I know I said I didn't have it. I gave it this J. Rogers, Nations of Carolines with J. Rogers, page 123. I gave you the book and the page number.
Brother Yasha ben Yisrael. Do you hear him giving me a John Bigelow?
JJ's in the back.
Yeah, and didn't you say you went to that source and it wasn't there?
So I'm asking. So that's why I'm asking him. Does he have a John Bigelow source? Where did John Bigelow say it? Where did J. Rogers pull from? What's the footnote say? Where does this come from?
That I don't have. I agree. Correct.
Yeah, and I thought I heard him say that.
Now, Rabbi Lewis,
where I got it from, my source.
Rabbi Lewis, before did you repeatedly tell us that you had the source for John Bigelow? Did you repeatedly tell us you had the source and you would get it for us?
You accused me of appealing to Dr. Ben's work. And
No, I did not. I asked you a question, and I know comprehension not strong. So I asked you if that came from Dr. Ben's source, and I told you both the things that you cited are referencing Dr. Ben's source. You then said,
right, and then you acquiesced to the fact that Rogers predates Joseph Ben Yaakov.
Right, which was not debatable at all in the first place. That wasn't my contention. That wasn't my contention. Obviously, if Dr. Ben is referencing J. Rogers, that he has to be that chronologically, logically, that the J. Rogers sources have to come before. But I asked you.
Stop there for a second.
I asked you specifically and pointedly about the John Bigelow.
You made a statement. Hold on, brother. You made a statement.
Do you have a John Bigelow source,
brother? Hold on, brother. Let me ask you a question.
Oh, he just said.
Let me ask you a question.
Then telling me about J. Rogers does me no good.
Let me ask you a question, brother. DeAndre.
Ask away.
My phone's dying, so I'm gonna drop off for 20 minutes. The source that you said Ben got it from, when did this guy live? The source that Ben misquoted.
What?
The source that Dr. Ben got it from in We the Black Jews that he misquoted. What is the date on the original source?
Well, I don't know what you're talking. You're talking about J. Rogers. You're talking about Theodore.
Brother, you made a statement. I quoted John Bigelow. Your response was, Yosef Ben Yaakov misquoted another source, correct?
Yes.
Bigelow source.
Hold on, brother.
No, not a Bigelow source because there is no Bigelow source.
Right. What is the source that Ben misquoted? What is the date on the source he misquoted?
I believe Introduction to Anthropology was 1896. I'm going off the top of my head, but I think it's 1896.
Prove that.
Prove what?
Give me the actual date on the source he's misquoting.
Okay, hang on one second.
Hey, could you tell us the source, what it was that he was misquoting, quoting Spiritual Negro, like the Arthur book and etc. as well?
Yeah. The source.
Because keep in mind, J. Rogers was born in the 1800s as well.
So sir, what does that happen, sir? But boy, listen, are you? do you have all your puzzle pieces? What does that got to do with what I asked you?
Because you made a statement. You said, Yosef Yaakov misquoted another source.
Listen, sir.
You heard my question, bro. Don't act like you didn't hear my question.
Sir, so first of all, I'm already in the process. I'm already in the process pulling up the book.
Yeah, show me the date on the source that Ben got it from, and prove he got it from him. And show me the source that says he got it from him. Prove that. It's
a footnote in the book, genius.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay, it's a footnote. Okay, no problem. I agree.
It's a footnote in We the Black Jews. And no. I've already explained all of this. I told you that he references several sources that are miscited. So they read the book.
No problem. This guy is irritating. What are we almost to this show, man? Paradigm shift. This dude is irritating. I ain't gonna sit here and lie.
Yeah, I've seen him before. This is like the second time I think I've seen that dude.
Yeah, he's irritating.
Yeah, he really is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was gonna say that about 20 minutes ago. He was irritating.
JJ, but now you should tag him so he should get the information because
he's not able to provide himself, and that's the oxymoron.
Last down, he's the inquisitor or something. You know,
tag him, JJ. Get him in here.
I don't know the nigga.
He seemed like he had a real big problem with Rabbi Lewis for some reason. It just seemed like he
think Rabbi weak, so he trying to attack. He ain't gonna try to do me. He don't, he's trying to find a weak where somebody can attack.
I don't think Rabbi Lewis is a debater, but you know what I'm saying. He definitely is an intellectual. He's not a debater, though. You know what I mean?
So they running around saying
He's
that
he's
we are
building.
converts, right? Hold on, right quick. All right? So
Go ahead, brother.
Chris, and Shalom to all you brothers, man. All praises. So
Shalom.
so the brothers like
Come on.
Chris and who that was before Chris, Garfield. That's what they say they converts, right? And they say the Spanish Jews came there and converted them. Now, first of all, the Spanish Jews were black, right? We all know that. But they know that the average person listening hear the word Spain and they just think white.
Right.
But another thing is this, and this where you kill them at. They try to say the Jews from Spain brought it. So what we do is we show them sources, primary sources before the 15th century of Jews or Israelites rather in West Africa. You could go to Benjamin Tuldea. He was in Africa, West Africa, talking about places in West Africa before the Inquisition, before the 15th century. You can go to El Idrisi. You can go to Ibn Khaldun. You can go to even Marco Polo. Marco Polo was in the 14th century, 100 years before the Portuguese came there. So and I was on Chris' show about a week ago. I wish I knew which one it was. And when I killed him with that fact, he blew a gasket. So when we show them sources before the Portuguese got there, that kills their argument. And that's what I wanted to see y'all brothers.
What did he do when you killed his argument?
He like I say, he blew a gasket. And he just oh man, he went crazy, man. He went wild, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's an idiot.
You got some debutantes, you know what I'm saying, in this conscious debate community, man.
Yeah. But once we finish this, we got to go back to the middle.
JJ and brothers, the more I look for Israelites in Africa and West Africa, the more that I found out that a lot of this stuff that we call African is pre-exilic Israelite culture.
That's a fact.
I'm about to read one of the people I said, Benjamin Tuldea. He was I'm about to get the date and everything. And this is what this points to the fact of when I was searching, you find that they're more African. They're actually what a lot of people is calling African is Israelite culture, but not always that's laid down in the Torah. And I'm gonna show you how like is right here. I'm gonna read it real fast. I'm gonna give y'all the page number and everything. And this is from Benjamin Tool. Like I said, this one is gonna be Marco. I'm gonna get the one from Marco Polo, and I'm gonna read it real fast, just a real quick one. And when you hit them with that, like for instance, specifically the one I'm about to get, Marco Polo. When you hit them with that, they can't say nothing because Marco Polo, he was like 1300 AD. You see what I'm saying? So he's speaking about places in West Africa 100 years before the Portuguese. And this is his book, The Travels of Marco Polo, book 3, chapter 35. And again, this is why I say a lot of stuff we see in West Africa really came from Israelites doing it, or it was the earliest recorded data of it being done by Israelites. And this page, let's see. I don't have a page, but I have book 3, chapter 35. And we all know who Marco Polo was. He really was the one who went and stayed among the Khans in China and all that. But through his travels, this what he say. He say Abash, i.e. Habasha, i.e. Abyssinia, is a very great province. And you because it was moving. It says it's a very great province, and you must know that it constitutes the middle India, and it is on the mainland. There are in it 6 great kings with 6 great kingdoms, and of these 6 kings there are 3 that are Christians and 3 that are Saracens. But the greatest of all 6 is a Christian, and all the others are subject to him. There are also Jews in the country, and these bear 2 marks, one on either cheek. So, and when you read Marco Polo, when he's talking about Middle India, he's talking about Central Africa. He's talking about the African continent mainland. And you'll read that, and it'll tell you that in the footnotes as well. And we
You
see
said Abash. You said Abash and Abyssinia.
correct. Yeah, that's how he starts off, and that's how we know it's talking about Middle Central Africa because it mentions
Central and Northeastern because
Ethiopia, right?
yeah,
Abyssinia?
yeah, Rastafari.
right. And see,
Right.
and see what we got to understand, and what they don't understand is that a lot of us come from the Ethiopian Empire. Like a lot of those tribes in West Africa today come from the Ethiopian Empire.
That's a fact.
But what they're looking at the Habasha people, the big head Ethiopians that's over there now. They look at them today as if they're the only ancient Ethiopians when they're not. They're just like a class, a particular
Right.
sect, a
Right.
branch of the Ethiopians that push.
Right, and it was by tribes too. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to remember, right? Because you got Beta and Beta Israel already claimed that they came from Dan, and then you have, you know what I'm saying? You have the Tigray, you have the Oromo, you have a lot. You know what I'm saying? Quite a few different groups, cultural, ethnic groups that practiced Judaism long before even the Assyrian expulsion.
Facts, because they say some Israelites didn't even go to Israel. They came to Africa and made a town called Olud Musa, sons of Moses. You know,
Right, because they often focus on the transmigrations that go up toward Egypt and then into the Sinai Peninsula or through the Horn of Africa into South Arabia, but they don't think about the migrations that went the opposite direction into the central, you know what I'm saying, into Central Africa, because that would be far easier than having to cross even across like the Horn of Africa is only like 10 miles away from Southern Arabia. But you would have to go miles to go even north into Egypt and into, you know what I'm saying, the mouth of the River Nile and into, you know what I'm saying, the Sinai Peninsula. Yeah. But going west, easy, simple.
Yeah.
No waters, really, not that many waters to really cross. You know what I'm saying?
So, and there's another source also, the source about Lam, that speaks about them scarring themselves up. So some of the earliest documented information on scarification that they think is so African is really spoken about being done by Israelites.
Lam of Timbuktu.
Yeah, the source that speaks on Lam and the source I just read from Marco Polo, it speaks to them. Those are 2 independent sources that's talking about scarification.
Ken, I mean, even the circumcision itself is a form of scarification. You know what I'm saying? And that's
and there are sources on Israel in Africa circumcising even the women.
Right. You gotta remember when these tribes were going into different lands and stuff like that, they still were mixing in with some of the other cultures and stuff like just like they did in the Bible when they went into Canaan.
Right.
There's nothing new under the sun.
Right. They act like Israelites just come out the womb doing Torah. Like, nah, these guys, you know, they deviated a little and some deviated a lot and some didn't deviate at all. You know, you read about some sources, you know, in several places speaking about the endogamy of the Israelites, meaning that they only sleep with each other. And it talks about how that's how they kept that pure blackness because they didn't intermix. You know, especially, you know, the sources in Spain say it like that. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
Abrahamic and pre-Abrahamic, you know what I'm saying? Because when you get into the Mosaic, then you know what I'm saying, the laws kind of change because there was a larger populace now, you know what I'm saying? As so you know what I'm saying, going from the Adamic to the Noahic to the Abrahamic and then to the Mosaic, you'll see that there's a change in how some of these marital, you know what I'm saying, ideologies, you know what I'm saying, you know, and rightfully so. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
back in
nah,
the day,
I mean,
in
I
close,
know that
in,
as a fact
yeah,
specifically about the one about you can't marry a sister no more. You know, that's the one that comes to
right.
me,
Come on, that's in the laws, right? That's in
you know.
613.
All right, start it back up, fam.
Ken,
Stop.
Go
I've
ahead.
already explained to you, I've already said pointedly that I checked the footnotes and I checked the references. And I told you, this is how I know where he got the sources from. I've already said all of this.
So no
This
problem, no problem, no problem,
no,
no
no,
problem.
no, no,
So
no, no, no.
Well, look, hey, look. I thank you for giving me clarity on where y'all was at. I got to bounce. I got some stuff I got to do. I'm gonna be in the audience. I thank y'all for having me up.
thanks for calling, brother. So give me the date on that source that
All
brother
right, hey,
quoted.
Zion, go to the middle. Go to the middle when I come back on.
1863. An instruction
Now you, any source that I pull from,
or no?
yeah, go tap, hit the word
Where is the
footnote.
quotation? Guidance, SBL Handbook of Style. Now, but watch this. Chris, you got a master's degree. If you're citing some source, right?
where's
That
it
author's
at?
name, if you're citing some author and you're quoting him properly, you're not plagiarizing.
Oh, keep going. Yeah.
He was
Yes, it's a black man, and his name is paid for his own freedom and served on the council in Liberia. You see what I'm saying? So what they'll say is, see John Hanson and see John Hanson here. See,
That's the end though.
Harry
That's where it
Potter.
ends.
That's what we like to call it, Harry Potter.
That's where it ends up.
Huh? I said go to the
Yeah,
middle. The
the
middle,
middle.
fam.
Okay, I'm coming
Yeah.
back over here. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Now yeah.
Okay,
All right, a little bit more. Go back a little bit more. No, wait, that's
back in
Garfield, ain't it? No,
might be
you gotta go like a 3 hour part, probably.
3 hour. That's the one. This is 2. You said 3 hour?
Yeah, I come back on, man.
I think you left. Okay, hold on.
Left and I came back on.
Okay, yeah, I see where you're at. Right around here.
All right.
Spain, most of them went to West Africa and they got caught up in the slave trade. That's
Okay.
what the Bursians were.
okay, right. So here's my question though. So regarding the source you cited, because it just says, and I don't know what came before it after. I've never read whatever you're reading from. I just want to make a point of clarification. What you're saying is the source you're citing.
So they slave trade were Jews from Spain who got when they got kicked out of Spain.
That like where are you putting the range of Israelites from Spain who ended up in West Africa and then were transported to the Americas? Where are you putting the number?
Before we do that, could we put in the cart for the horse? I was addressing.
No. We're not putting the cart before the horse because this is.
No, because Chris made a statement. He made a statement.
Okay, right. Chris did make a statement.
No, Chris asked me a question. DeAndre, he asked me a question.
Sir, are you going to answer my question?
No, I'm gonna answer your question. I'm answering.
Okay.
Chris
well,
Harris.
No. But listen to my question though, because this is my question. I'm asking.
I want to answer Chris's question first, bro.
I know, but I'm trying to figure out how you're answering Chris's question so that. Sure. Well, pontification just means talking. I don't know why you said it. I'm asking.
That's speculation. The book doesn't say, well, this amount of Jews were.
JJ, hang on.
Hold on, no. Actually.
Okay. So.
Yourself this, bro, because we're going to stop playing games. So they kick out all the Jews. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Come
Can
on,
we
man,
let me answer the question first?
Okay.
Because
go ahead.
they don't. The problem that both these gentlemen are having is a chronology of history. Because what JJ keeps doing, he's trying to come on here and raise a question. So they kick out all the Jews. Yeah, because the Christians assumed power in Spain. And they didn't want any more practicing Jews. Those same practicing Jews had communities in West Africa.
Okay, Chris, let me
I
ask
just
you this
read
real
the
quick.
source. I read, excuse me, let me
ask you
finish.
this. Excuse
Don't
me.
ask
How
me
did those
anything. Let me
Jews,
finish
how
talking.
did those Jews get in Spain and Portugal, bro? How did
Okay.
they?
Okay,
Because
one
my
more
history
time.
says
Now we're
that they
continuing. One
came
more
from
time.
Jerusalem with Nebuchadnezzar. How did now? You tell us how they got there.
Okay.
Come on, bro. Stop playing
Okay.
games.
No, you're playing games.
Bro, okay, and let me know when I
You
can
tell
speak.
us.
Now.
Thank.
Let me
Yeah.
know,
Thank
let me
you.
know when I can speak.
Okay. All right. I'm trying to remain
The
very
lie. That's
calm
what you
here.
trying to do, and we ain't going for
Okay.
it.
Okay.
Excuse me, guys. Can I say something?
Yeah. Let this guy speak. This guy
Why
go.
he
Watch this
sound
guy right here.
lotion? Why he sound like he been lotioning his hands the whole time?
Right. Yeah, you know, yeah, that's how he talk. But what this guy in the orange, he gonna tell him his people from there. Watch this.
Right.
Something real quick, because my people came from Spain, and they were so-called Negroes, and they settled in DR right next to Haiti. So my father's grandfather was a Negro that came from Spain that was brought to DR, and I did my DNA, and my father's lineage matches with the Negroes here in this country.
Game
That's it.
over.
Hold on, brother. That's headshot. That's headshot.
That's game over, man. I told the goddamn chat
Yeah,
for this
yeah,
dude.
yeah.
He a
Chris,
diehard.
that's headshot.
That's game over. That's game.
Smush.
And I got more people who got the same kind of story, bro. But he want to try to discredit headshots, bro.
I want everybody to notice. I want everybody to notice.
Let's hear.
I
Let's
want
hear about
everybody to know. I want everybody to hear what's going on here. One more time.
We hear
He
what's
just
going
made.
on. You lying, bro.
I'm not lying about anything.
Hang on. Let me ask you. Now that was Israelite only camp killer who asked that question, right?
Somebody mute the
Yes,
mic.
sir. Well, no. It was a statement that when I checked my family lineage, my father's great grandfather came from Spain, and they were Negroes,
Right.
jet
No.
black,
Right.
and they settled in the country of DR, right next to Spain, and it was hundreds of thousands of them Negroes that spoke Spanish that
Well,
came
right.
from Spain.
Ooh, doggy.
Well, hang on. But the thing about it is that I want a point of clarification there, because I want to
Cognitive dissonance.
I want to make sure that we're all leading to the proper point here. Did your DNA link you to any Israelites?
Yeah, it was a E1B1A Y haplogroup.
Well, E1B Y haplogroup is one of the largest haplogroups. That's not a specific short tandem repeats for Jews. Did you get anyone that actually?
That's a subset. That's an African haplogroup.
Right. Yeah. E1B1A, and this is something I know. I got some genetic books over here, and I'm just asking for clarification. That's why we don't mislead the audience, and then we're all drawing a proper conclusion here. There's a fallacy of the non sequitur. I want to make sure we're drawing proper conclusions. Were you linked? Like, for example, I was linked to all sorts of groups, and I did my DNA. I can open it up for you right here, including the Native Americans. But I'm asking you, were you linked to any? Were you linked to the Kohanim Jews, the Sephardic Jews, Ashkenazi Jews, Ethiopian Jews, or any of the other Jewish groups that we have their specific haplogroup, which is not E1B1A? Were you linked specifically to any of those camps?
I was.
To be honest, I never got that deep into it because I did mine maybe 2-3 years ago. But from me speaking to my grandparents and their stories, my great grandmother was a white Jew, well, a white Spaniard lady that was married to a black Spaniard from Spain. And there was a city there full of blacks from Spain. And this was in the 1700s still.
Well, right. Well, see, and I get all of that, but the one thing I'm trying to get to, and is because this is if a paper was submitted to me, right, and if a paper was submitted to me or to my peers, like in class, we did peer reviews and that sort of thing, right? The question I will be asking is does
your question, brother? The host.
Well, hang on.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to figure out is, does this specifically link you to anywhere outside of Africa? That's what I'm trying to ask. Because the conclusion that I could draw from that, and you correct me if I'm wrong, the conclusion I could draw from that is because you're an African, that means that you are an Israelite. And I'm trying to figure out how we make that leap. Can you bridge the gap for me? I just want to make sure I'm understanding what your point is.
Can I ask Chris a question after that?
Yo.
Yeah, after you said, could I ask Chris a question?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can ask. Well, I think JJ wanted to say something after that, and then you can ask Chris a question after. Okay. So, brother, did you have an answer for me?
Yeah. Well, I was just making my comment because I think Chris is his name. Chris,
Yeah.
he was saying that there was no black Jews in Spain, but my father's
I
lineage
never
came
said
from
that.
Spain.
Yeah,
I never
well,
said
now,
that.
and
Oh, now he
Oh, all right,
okay.
sorry then,
He,
brother. Sorry about that.
no,
I
no,
said
so
those
so
were
okay, so
converts. I said
now,
those were
oh, so
converts.
yeah. Chris did say, in fairness, and again, and anybody tell you, Chris and I don't have like a historic, 20-year friendship, something like that, right? So
who converted him?
I don't have a dog in this fight, but I will
Oh.
say Chris did say that there were Africans that were there in Spain, and he did say that they were converts. So my question to you, so when you traced your lineage, did you trace back to an
Who
actual Jewish
converted him?
haplogroup? Did you go back to one of those?
To be honest, I didn't even go that deep, but I'll look, but I'll definitely look into it though.
Okay,
All right.
appreciate. Okay. Now, and then brother JJ, you said you wanted to ask me or somebody else something.
You know, let me see something. Let me just read something. The Spanish Jews maintained that after they had been transported hither after the destruction of the temple by the Babylonian conqueror Nebuchadnezzar, certain Jew families, the IDN says the IDN is a research center, all right, that many of the descendants boasted that they were from the royal house of David and maintained that their ancestors had been settled there since the time that partially in the district of Lucinia and partially in Toledo and Seville. The numbers of Spanish Jews family of Nasi also traced back to the pedigree of King David and proved it by the means of a geological table of seals. The family of the IBN, Albanius, was more modest and dated its immigration from the destruction of the Second Temple. A family tradition run to the effect that the Roman governor of Spain begged the conqueror of Jerusalem to send him some noble family from the capital of Judea, and that Titus compelled with his request. Among those that transported were a man named Barak, who excelled in the art of weaving curtains for the temple. This Barak, who settled in Maria, was the ancestors of the Ibn Albanius. Rabbinical authors, Rabbinical in his commentary in Zechariah 7, the Lord also should say the tents of Judah affirms that the descendants of the first temple, two families of the house of David, come and settle in Spain, one at Lucinia and the other in Seville. That's Arbendale's family.
Ooh.
And from these came a thousands of offspring. This is a quote from Isaac ben Gerth. In the 17th century, Manasseh ben Israel, who had married a daughter of the Abarinios, traced their origin in Spain to the Second Temple. The Spanish Jews are the true descendants from the tribe of Judah and the royal house of David, and were settled in Spain from the time of the captivity of the first temple of Nebuchadnezzar.
Headshot. Headshot.
Yeah, that I mean that's
Headshot, JJ. That's headshot. Thanks for bringing it up, brother.
Detred David, chapter 54, page 139. Tikum Holum, Tikum.
Yeah, JJ, give us the name of that book again, brother.
It says Vid. This is Vid. His first name is Vid. Then the second is Detred, Ditred. David. I guess that's the name of the book, chapter 54, page 139. And then it's Tikum Holum.
Wow, that was amazing. That's headshot, Chris. How you get around that?
I'll let y'all talk because this is silly.
Wait a minute. I got some more. Jews of Spain and Portugal by the Inquisition by Frederick David Mucada, 1877. Unfortunately, at the time of expulsion, the plague was raging in Castile, and the fugitives brought with them the disease, propagating it wherever they went. This circumstance induced King John to hasten their departure from Portugal, for which purpose ships were duly provided according to the agreement. But such was the temper of the captain and sailors that they subjected the Jews to the hardest possible conditions. They plundered them of their goods and valuables, even their very clothes, and landed them naked and bare on the of everything on barren points through the African coast, leaving them to die of starvation or to be sold into slavery. The king also took from the parents all children between the ages of 3 and 10, and those Jews who from poverty couldn't pay the tax, entering Portuguese, uh, and that's the exploration that comes from the exploration to the west and formation of Brazil, 1415, 1800, page 17 by Dagmar Sharif.
Ooh,
All right.
that's fire. That's fire.
I mean, I got more, man. I mean, this dude playing around, man. Hold up, Africa. You wanted sources, or you just want to just?
Hang on. Rabbi Lewis, wait. Let me. Okay, so Rabbi Lewis, you had a question for Brother Chris. What was your question?
So that's headshot. He just pulled the Jews of Spain were actually Israelite. But my question was, somebody's got background.
Yo, Jay-Z, you still there?
Yeah.
You want to continue, or did you want to just show just how he just deflected from what you just said?
Yeah, go ahead and continue, man. You see how he deflected. He went to something else.
You see that?
Like what I said, just didn't even okay.
Right. Let's go to Rabbi Lewis right now. And,
right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what he been doing.
Yeah.
Go to clown, man.
Yep. Let's go.
That was Chris. My question for Chris was, Chris, you there?
Yeah, go ahead.
You all right, bro? You bleeding into both eyes right now. But
No, not really. What I'm hearing is a lot of assertions into text.
Okay,
and
so
nowhere in that text. Hold on, you asked me a question. Let me answer it.
Sure.
Those are assertions into the text. Nowhere does it say that those are Black Jews, and he's reading from the middle of the book. He has not fully disclosed the book's title to us because he himself can't even read the name of the title himself. He's not familiar with that author's work. It's evident when he tries to when you ask him what the name of the book was, and
here go the name of the book: The Portuguese in West Africa, 1415 through 1670. A documentary history by Malin, M-A-Y-L-A-N, knew it.
Okay, Rabbi Lewis, let me ask you a question.
A collection of documents that illustrate aspects of the encounter between Portuguese and the people of North and West Africa.
Okay,
hold on, hey, Leandre, hold on 1 second.
Yeah,
all day long. Hey, Leandre, real quick. Let me say this.
I got another book.
Hold on, Leandre. Let me say this real quick. Now, this is hilarious because all along I've been talking about that book, and I have that book.
Okay, now watch this.
And hold on, no, don't ask me nothing. Let me talk.
Bro, you interrupt me when I was talking, bro.
I'm talking.
Calm down, bro.
No, I am calm. Let me talk.
No, you're not, buddy.
No, because now you're guilty.
It's okay. Let me finish reading.
No, sir. No, buddy. No, that book does not say that.
Listen,
nothing in that book. Hold on, Leandre. With all due respect, with all due respect, it was me and Rabbi Lewis talking. He left the panel.
I know
he didn't leave the panel. No, it don't hurt because nothing in this book supports.
I got more.
Okay, gentlemen, hang on. Listen, you guys can mute yourself for just a second. I muted everybody just for the sake of fairness. Okay, so, Brother JJ, just do this.
He didn't give me time to finish what the book said.
Okay, well, JJ, hang on. JJ, what page number are you reading from in the book?
Okay, hold up. All right, let me go back to it again. All right, it says.
I just want you to give me the page number.
What page number are you reading from the book? Because I can get it.
The Portuguese in West Africa. You didn't give me time to even go into it.
Am I gonna listen? I'm the host. I'm asking the question as a host.
Let me ask the question. Let me ask the question. Y'all asking all the questions. Let me ask the question.
I ain't asked a bunch of questions. Listen, I'm asking, what's the page number that we're citing?
Okay. Can I get into it?
I'm asking for the page number.
I'm finna read it to you.
It's 1 to 3 digits. What's the page number?
The Portuguese in West Africa, 1415 to 1670. This is the name of the book.
Mm-hmm.
Right? A documentary history by Malin Newitt. It says, together a collection of documents that illustrates aspects.
Page number, please, so I can follow along with you.
You know what, bro? You know what? We could give you all these sources We can give you all these references. We can give you oral history of
Brother,
people.
I just want the page number so I
No,
can read
you don't
along with you.
What
That's
page number
it.
have you brought up to prove
I've
that
been
none of
reading
these
from
people are
sources
Israelites?
all day, mainly
Give us a
Peter
page.
Marx's work.
No, give
Peter
us a
Marx
page.
work.
No,
Can you give us a page, please?
I have to go to another book. Jews.
Please, can you just give us a page so we can follow along with you? That's all we're asking.
Okay.
This is horrible.
Give you books, you go look it up yourself. Now you said last time I come back, I didn't give you no books.
Pseudo, you're being a pseudo. You're afraid to give us the page. Why?
Well, have you given us any page to refute
Yes.
any of our
Yes.
information?
Yes.
As a matter of fact, like I
Yes,
said,
I have.
prove that these Jews are white.
You have to prove
pages.
that they were black.
Prove.
You have to prove that they were black.
You're
making assertions.
Okay, I had a question for Chris, brother, Leandro.
Okay.
Yeah, he playing games.
You're being a pseudo.
Rabbi,
Looks like he won't give us the page of the book.
Okay. Rabbi Lewis, you're supposed to ask questions.
Look.
You told me it's bleeding out of both eyes. Now, do you have a question for Chris?
Yes, I had a question.
Okay, what's your question?
Were the Jews of Portugal black?
The Jews of Portugal black. There were black converts. Yes.
No, were they black? Were they black?
I just answered your question. They were black converts. Yes. Those came from.
Okay, where did they come from?
Black converts. They came from the Congo and West Africa.
Whoa,
the slave trade had always been going on in that area.
Stop.
Wow.
Stop. Did y'all hear that?
Game over.
He said they came from the. What did he say? The Jews were black.
West Africa and the Congo. That's what he said. He said what he said.
He's an idiot. And then, Chris, you got to show us who converted these people. You keep saying it, but you don't show no source, no reference, no book saying it. You just running your goddamn pink lips. Go ahead, man. We just want to sound like we know what it's about.
Hold on, brother JJ. Hold on a second, JJ.
Yeah, that's too funny though.
Here, I'll read it to you all. I'll read it to you all.
Yeah, when who the Jews? Hold on. My question was, you said the Jews of Portugal were proselytized, correct?
You had people. Okay, one more time. I think you're trying to make an argument of semantics in the logic.
Question, bro.
Hold on.
Hey, hold on. Can I? Why is it that I can't talk?
Yeah, JJ, let him finish.
What is wrong with y'all? Hold on. What is so wrong? Hold on. What is so wrong with you all that you all can't have? No. Leandre, you got to mute him for a minute because he doesn't know how to act. He's 50. He's like 53 years old and doesn't know how to act.
See, this is why I stick to just straight objections, because he trying to run from the fact that he did not go straight directly to answering your question. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
He's an idiot.
Oh, JJ, let him respond to that, brother.
Man, stop having an
Okay, what you're doing is I'm not having an emotional breakdown. I'm trying to have a conversation. No, I'm talking.
Answer the question.
I'm trying to answer the question. The question is that the people during the Alhambra decree, people that practiced the Judaic faith were expelled. There were practicing Jews there.
Were they black?
No, the converts were black.
Who converted them? Well, Nebuchadnezzar. We got
the Portuguese.
Okay,
from where? Wait a minute. So Hold on.
Who brought them over there?
Okay, one more time. Nebuchadnezzar brought people into Spain. Spain didn't even exist yet.
Oh, wow. You idiot. They called it something
what are you
else.
Talking about?
This dude's an idiot.
You don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, prove it.
No, I don't have to prove a negative.
No. We don't want to listen to Chris.
And your apologetics are horrible.
Prove it.
There's nothing to prove. You're the one making the
So,
claim.
Chris.
Okay, wait.
Go ahead, man.
This is horrible.
No,
You guys are like mental patients. You guys don't even know what you're talking about. Then you read from a book. Hold on. Then he reads from a book and doesn't even want to done anything.
In this whole
God. Hey, Leandre. Seriously, bro. Seriously.
I want to try to get back on track. I want to try.
Thank you. Hold on. Leandre, as you can see, excuse me, Leandre, You can see the class that I tried to come with, and you can see the silliness that happens when this guy comes on the panel. He left the panel a minute ago. Now he's coming back, and this is what they do. They bring confusion to the panel.
Okay, so
objection, argumentative.
Let's get back on track. Let's see if we can try this one more time. Okay,
Yeah,
so
answer Rabbi's question. Go ahead.
Okay, Rabbi Lewis.
I think we lost Chris, brother.
Yeah, he ran.
Yeah.
He ran, y'all. All right.
Okay. So Rabbi Lewis, a question for you. Do you think? So the source that I think JJ was reading from, I think was like 1415 to 14 something else. Do you feel like that establishes a Jewish presence in Spain and Portugal prior to that time period? What's your thought?
The Bible says the ships to Tarshish first. So come first. Tarshish is Spain.
Right. Okay, but that's not the question I asked you, though, is it?
Oh, certainly. I'm sorry.
The question that I asked you was, do you think the source he read from establishes a Jewish presence in Portugal and Spain prior to that period?
Certainly.
Okay. And JJ, can you read from that source? Wait, what was the title? Read the title one more time, please.
Here go one right here. Africa being an accurate description of the regions by John Ogilvy, page 34. All right. Geographic printer of the king. See, I'm going to show you a presence of us in Africa. This is what they say. Not me. This is John Ogilvy. Many Jews are scattered over this region, some natives boasting themselves of Abraham's seed, inhabiting both sides of the river of Niger. Strangers who fled thither either from the desolation of Jerusalem by Vespasian or from Judea and depopulated by the Romans, Persians, the Saracens, and Christians, or such as came out of Europe, where they are banished out by some part of Italy in the year 1342, out of Spain in 1462, out of England in 1422, out of the Low Country in 1350, out of France in 1403. These all differ in habit and are divided into several tribes, having no dominion through both wealthy and numerous, but despised by all nations. And so this is in the book. And so abominated by the Turks, that they are not admitted to the mameters unless they first baptized and only used to gather their taxes.
Yeah, that's well said. John Bigelow saw the Jews of Portugal. They went to Jamaica. I think you probably read that, right? It's the Jews of Portugal.
I don't understand why we keep.
Is that a reference? Because it sounds like that sounds like came from We the Black Jews. Being
It came from no.
John Bigelow. John Bigelow.
Hold up. Didn't I read the? I'm gonna read the title of the book again.
Well, no. My question.
Hold up. Listen, maybe I say it clear. Africa, being an accurate description of the regions by John Ogilvy, page 34. Now,
but my question was, my question to Rabbi Lewis, because it sounded almost like a direct quote from the book We the Black Jews, where it says John Ogilvy. So it sounded like that's where is that what
that brother? I'll cut you off. Say that again.
When you said John Bigelow saw the Jews of
I
whatever,
just read
was that a reference to
why
We the Black Jews?
He was from Portugal.
H. Bigelow, Gigolo, whoever the hell he talking about. Why is he doing it?
Dude, you see him stuttering and everything?
Right. Yeah. Why is
I stutter on purpose, but I you know what I'm saying? He sounds like he's scared to really dig into what you just, you know what I'm saying? And then really that was a deflection tactic at itself.
That's all it is. Every time I bring it for me, he did that. Yeah, he
second time he did that.
Boy, that's
deflected from what, deflected from what you had just presented as a source.
Right.
And then go straight over to Rabbi Lewis.
Rabbi Lewis. Right.
Rabbi Lewis.
They sound like they come from another book.
Right.
Hell up out of here, man.
Because Rabbi Lewis.
Yeah, he get ready to kick me off here in a
He ain't got
minute.
the defenses. Yeah, he ain't got the defenses like you got.
Right.
Right. Around 1800s, he saw them. He said that they were black.
Right. Where's the source for that?
See, look.
Reason I'm asking is this. Wait, hang on. Wait, JJ, hang on. I'm asking Rabbi Lewis a question. Reason I'm asking that question is because Hebrew Israelites say that a lot, right? And then where the original place that idea came from was We the Black Jews, and it's a reference to Theodore Waite's book Introduction to Anthropology. I've read the chapter, and I know that's a miscitation from Introduction to Anthropology by Theodore Waite. So who
misquoted? You said Dr. Ben misquoted his work.
Yeah, Dr. Ben misquoted Theodore Waite several times in his book. Several times. I read We the Black Jews. And then when I did it,
were there Portuguese Jews in Jamaica? Yes or no?
No. Hang on. I'm asking you for the source to your statement.
But he asked you. But he asked you.
No, he doesn't. No, hang on. My question. When
we ask questions, what the hell going on?
No,
I think it was a two-sided conversation.
Listen,
so y'all get to ask all the questions over
why
here.
Why are you saying y'all get to ask all the questions? I've asked everybody.
Every time the brother or me ask you questions, hold on. Hold on tight. Brother, look, can he ask you a question? Yes or no?
JJ, yes, you can listen. Any question to me, any question can be asked to me after my question.
Nobody answer question.
JJ, listen, we're gonna try one more time. I asked him a question. You don't get to then turn and ask me a question. Okay, that's too quick. You don't answer my criticism with criticism. I asked a question.
I'll give you the source, brother. I'll give you the source.
You've been asking questions the whole time, man. Look, let me read the source.
Let me give DeAndre the source real quick.
JJ, I asked Rabbi Lewis a very specific question. I did not ask JJ. I asked him a very specific question as to where he got.
Let me answer that. Let me.
He's gonna answer for you. Go ahead, Rabbi Lewis.
Yeah, there's two sources for that. Hello.
Yeah, we're here.
You asserted that was misquoted by Dr. Ben himself. This actually is from a book called my source is 100 Amazing Facts About the Negro. Who wrote that book? I forgot. I got the right.
Now, so I hope you're not going to an early African American.
Let me give you the guy who wrote that book. I forgot. Hold on a second.
But I already.
Jay Rogers. Yeah, Jay Rogers. 100 Amazing Facts About the Negro by J.A. Rogers. He goes into this book.
Okay, so hang on. Wait a second. I just point of clarification.
Watch this.
When you just made that reference to John Bigelow seeing the Jews and said that they were black, where were you quoting it from?
I just said 100 Amazing Facts about the Negro by J. Rogers.
Okay, I got another reference. Watch this, bro. You want references? Come on, let me read
this. JJ, if you interrupt me again, I'm gonna kick you from the thing. I'm asking Rabbi Lewis a specific question I'm not getting an answer to.
He want to know where your source came from, bro.
That's all I'm asking, okay? Because
I got two sources for this.
Okay. What page? No. Do you have John Bigelow's statement somewhere?
Yeah, my 12 Tribes book. There, I wrote a book on the 12 Tribes. I'm the first person.
Okay, no. You're not going to cite yourself because you just did. I'm asking you for the source. Okay. So when I write and I publish things, right? If I'm getting something that didn't come, unless it's your original research about what John Bigelow said, and even if it is, where's the original source for John Bigelow that you're pulling that from? This is a very pointed question. Where's this John Bigelow saying black Jews?
Yeah,
do you have John Bigelow somewhere?
Yeah, there's two. So I'll let you finish, brother. Go ahead.
Do you have a John Bigelow citation from somewhere? Where does that come from?
Yeah, it's two books that mention this quote. Hold on, JJ. Nature Knows No Color Lines, Research to the Negro Ancestors in the White Race by J. Rogers. Nature Knows No Color Lines, very well known book. He talks about this in his work. Also,
how do you know John Bigelow? No, listen.
Because cut him off.
Brother, listen. JJ, listen. Let me explain something to you. You may not be aware of how scholarship actually works, but I am. And so what he's doing is he's citing John Bigelow. I'm asking for the citation from John Bigelow.
What's your credentials?
Would you cut him off,
brother? Listen, check it out. Do you?
Yeah. What you go to school for, bro?
Political science, philosophy, and law. Okay.
So you have to question these scholars.
Okay. So one of the things to do, like for example, let me just talk.
Question this source?
Hang on. One of the things.
I got credentials too. Look, watch this. Right here. These credentials. Watch this. Christian research in Asia. This is the page number. I want you to question this one.
Brother, listen. You're distracted.
By Claudius Buchanan. Hold on. Listen what it say.
Okay, Rabbi Lewis, do you have a source for John Bigelow?
Right,
yes or no?
Certainly. It's I gave you two dates. Also called.
You stop. We can go back on regular screen.
Yeah,
man. A joke, man.
Oh yeah.
He wants to ask all the questions. And then he's a professional at tearing down your source. Fuck out of here, man.
Well, when he asked for a source, and then the moment that that someone actually begins to cite a source, then he goes straight into trying to change the goalpost of the criteria for the citation. Then you know what I'm saying, and then after that goes into a whole nother deflection, you know what I'm saying, or straw man argument, which leads you away from the fact that you just cited a source that he asked for.
Right.
You see, so really, you see a real form of disingenuousness behind this kind of and I see this on Clubhouse all the time. You know,
right,
all the time.
I believe it. Yeah, tomorrow, man, we're gonna show this video. What's the name of that video I sent you? We the Hebrews. Something like that. It goes to the skull measurements. It goes into more sources, proving that our people was in Spain and Portugal and in West Africa. You know, so it's a 2-hour video. So we're gonna do that one tomorrow. We're gonna stay on their neck because they continue to lie. Anybody got any last words? We've been on for almost 3 hours.
General in the house, mad scientist.
What's up, fam?
Sister.
No, yeah, they just, we seen what they did and we spoke on it. So, I think this was a good breakdown.
Right. What about Commander Jeremy? You got anything to say? He might not be by the phone. All right. Well,
hard working, you know what I'm saying? Dad over there, he probably laid out right now.
Right. All right, family. Well, y'all can see, man, what we got to deal with when we go on the road, man. These guys are very disingenuous. Chris Harris never brings any sources. He always wants to try to act like he like the person he's speaking to don't know what the hell they talk about, when all actuality is him. You see? And then this soul master guy, whatever he is, he kept just running from the shit I said, trying to run back to Lewis.
Right. He went for the Rico vessel. And then anytime somebody tried to cite something, he had to try to, you know what I'm saying? He's playing basketball, man. He's trying to dribble, you know what I'm saying, and try to, you know what I'm saying, switch and
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean. I see.
Yeah. Tomorrow we'll be breaking down another video. We're gonna stay on in that. That being said, we up out of here, man. Peace.
All praises.